Full circle shot. Okay, just pull it up until it flips. There you go.
You see that?
Yeah. Oh no, it's gone.
Is it recording now?
Last I checked, I did hit record and it looks red. Yes, it is. Why are we not recording this? Yeah. We are. Okay. What happened to the coasters?
Oh.
May I have some more tea, please?
Oh, of course you may.
More, sir. Sorry.
Of course you may.
Sorry. I was just. Yeah, nah, that was autopilot.
You want this, Bob?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll do it. Don't worry. No, sorry, I get a bit shooketh.
you're getting a bit jittery.
Yeah.
Another wire.
Because what happened last time? I was moving my laptop around, and the hard drive slid off, and it broke. So I lost everything that was on the hard drive. So now I don't let. Well,
The way they break
it's just
feels
so peak.
intentional.
It's just fake. It's like it's just too easy to break them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. Welcome to Why We're Not Recording This, episode 6.
6.
Yep, got it. And myself, A.K.A Subz. Welcome. Yeah, Subz, man. Good to have you today. Good to have you, man. Even though it was a bit spontaneous. Cheers.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, because wait,
Appreciate
when did you find out? When did you find out we recorded?
Oh, wow, bro. Last year?
Yeah, actually, you know what? I
Remember
did
when we were
record.
with
Yeah, we
Remember when
recorded.
we went to
Yeah,
Gabe's place.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the around the first time we saw you.
yeah. That's when the idea was still pondering. I was like, you know what? I can't do it on my own. I need someone there. But there was always K.
That's what was always there the entire time.
The entire time, like, it's like, nah, I can do it. you out there, out in the field, you're like, raw. Is it meant to be like this? Like, I need someone. Boom. Katie's been there the whole time. It's like, you know what? Actually, it made sense because, funny enough, when we met, I was telling you that when we met, we did mention that because it's like, oh, okay, you know what? I like your brain chemistry. Like.
You've mentioned it before, so
yeah,
it just clicked.
That's a funny part about life.
Right.
But yeah, man, good to have you, bro.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm not sure where we're going to take the conversation today, but we can start by how are you? How's the physical? Because it's been tested. You've been ill. Because when I watched the last episode, you just turned around, you had COVID. Cheers.
I threw him under the bus with his illness. And
Yeah.
I'm sick. It's all
You're still
here in the
nasal.
nose. You can definitely hear it. Yeah, I was really, really ill. Like, I was off work for a week, kind of ill, which I don't do. Like, I don't do that at all. And I was in work on like a Tuesday, and I feel like I was fighting for my life. Like, I was fighting for my life. I was like, no, I'm absolutely fine. Teaching students like with this much mucus in your face is not cute.
Every 2 seconds,
Yeah.
sorry.
And then at one point I was just trying to like just wipe. Yeah, I was really sick. To excuse all the details of it. So I was off for a week, and it was so good because I had to stop. Like I had to stop. And then I was on my phone quite a lot. Like on the first day of just being at home, I was like, okay, I don't know what to do on a Tuesday at like 12. Like, I don't know what
now?
to do. Like, what do you do with this time?
What's the procedure?
I was like, pick up your phone. And randomly I had this little message with Sade, which was about the first episode that we released.
Oh, yeah.
And she was saying like, that you said a part about not being able to stop. And I can't remember saying that, but there was a part in when we were talking about feeling guilty when you stop creating. And Sade was like, I just want to say, like, you have every right to stop. Like, it's almost like it's important to stop because if you don't stop, you're just going to make yourself ill. And, like, that's not what we want for you. Yeah. And I just messaged her back, like, I'm so ill right now.
You don't even know the half of it.
Yeah, but I took that and I rode with that all week. And I just stopped and just did exactly what I wanted to do.
You mentioned earlier that you watched everything.
I watched everything. Yeah, I had to put a shout out for people to just give me recommendations of films to watch. And I just watched everything, but I haven't seen very much. So, like, I watched Good Will Hunting for the first time. I had never seen that before.
Haven't seen it.
Okay, cool. It's really good.
I don't think
Many
I have.
classics I've never seen.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Many classics I haven't
I watched
seen.
that. What else did I watch? Oh, man. I'm going to watch so many things.
You watched the Banshees?
The Banshees of Inisherin.
Inisherin, yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
It was interesting.
What is it about?
Actually, what's it about? I feel like there's different perspectives. Yeah.
Ultimately, it's about two friends who fall out with each other. They live on an island, really, really small community. And it's two friends, like an older guy and a guy who's probably like mid-40s.
I don't feel like it's a fallout.
They don't want to be... It's not even a fallout.
It's not a fallout. It's basically... I feel like the OG just told him, like, you know what? I'm not operating on your frequencies, so you feel like a waste of time. I'm just doing this, so don't talk to me. Like, literally, don't talk to me. And if you talk to me, I'm going to cut a finger off. Every time you say...
Every time you bother me, I'm going to cut a finger off.
But in the midst of all...
That's scary.
Yeah, but in the midst of all that... Whenever he's in trouble, he still helps him out.
Right. Yeah.
But then he tries to talk to him. Next thing, there's a finger at the door.
So he genuinely he cuts these fingers off. So I watched this film and it was just about this guy who said, "Don't talk to me anymore." And then it's beautifully shot. It's dark humor at its finest. And then it just ended, and I was like, okay. So I did some googling as to what it was about. And it was also, apparently, someone's theory is that it replicated the Troubles in Ireland, or it replicated just like civil war at the same time.
Wow.
So through there,
how'd they tie that in?
Where did you watch it on?
It's on Netflix.
I think I watched it on Disney Plus, something like that.
It might be on Disney.
I don't think it's on Netflix.
It might be Disney. Sorry, yeah. It might be.
But it's a really, really good film. So I just watched loads of films that like. I just got to the point where I thought I'm just going to watch whatever people have told me to watch, because I'm picky with what I want to watch. Like, if I haven't seen it, do I really want to like invest the time in this?
Like, I wasn't meant to say
I had nothing but time. Like, I had nothing but time this week, so I just watched loads of films and animated stuff. Like, I just drew a lot.
Yeah, because you were inspired. Like, that's sort of said to you, like, you're inspired. But then, sorry, go on.
No. I actually was.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna go back to the Banshees. There's one thing. My take on that was, I feel like it was about dream chasing, like trying to better yourself.
Okay.
You are gonna lose people along the way, but what are you willing to give? Hence why it was. Because, by the way, the part we didn't add, he played guitar.
Yeah, he played the fiddle.
So every time he gave him a hand, it's getting harder and harder to chase his dream.
And he like disrupts the guy who says he doesn't want to like be. I don't want to speak to anymore. The guy who he said that to, he disrupts his energy so many times that he can't even play it anymore. Yeah. Like, he was writing a song the whole time and he can't even play it. And there's a scene where he's just shaking this fiddle whilst people are playing. It's bizarre. Like, it's such a bizarre film.
That's why I think it's
definitely one to watch. It's one of those ones where it's like, someone recommends a film and you're like, okay, I'm definitely not going to watch it. If you find yourself
concentrate
with time on your hands, like, I would highly recommend watching it.
It's
Sit back and relax.
No, I love film. That's the thing. I love cinema. Love all of that.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I watch anything as well. Yeah.
Oh, well,
I watch any and everything.
List.
Yeah.
Definitely. I spend most of my time watching shit, to be fair. Yeah, I spend most of my time watching movies. I don't like documentaries, though. But I'm more of like a...
Why? Why don't you like documentaries?
I don't know. It depends.
Depends on the documentary.
Okay, let me say I like biographies, about someone. Like, okay, telling me about Malcolm X, or you're telling me about whoever.
Yeah. I'm going to pay attention.
Yeah, but if it's about some serial killer who...
Oh, no, I'm not. No.
People,
That's not my bag either.
I don't care. I don't really care.
The murder mysteries, I'm not really...
Why? Why don't you really care?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think I have like a real reason.
Yeah.
I'm just not into
Fair.
it. And I've never looked into why I'm not into it. I'm just like, I don't...
It's not my taste.
It's not my thing. It's not my taste.
It's probably not something you need to look into why you're not interested in serial killers. It's probably a good thing, to be fair.
I don't know. I don't know if it's good or bad, but I just.
Yeah, because a lot of people are interested in like the whole serial killer thing. Not even just from a documentary perspective. 100%.
Yeah, I didn't know how to articulate that. Without...
As well. Subz tea. And it seems to be like a podcast thing. Like, I have a friend who will fall asleep and she will fall asleep to podcasts of this woman who just talks about serial killers.
She
talks about, so she
what
goes
dreams
through
you
the
trying to have?
crimes. She goes through the crimes.
Dude, I sleep to flute, so like calming sounds, like nice sound from the ocean or whatever. Exactly, like just let me wave myself.
Oh, he murdered him this way.
And she's just like, I'm just getting comfy. But it's a big thing. Like, people are really interested in it.
Each to their own.
Each to their own.
Yeah, but you know, I asked my partner one time because we're talking about that exact same thing. Like, why do you like? And she's the one that actually said that to me. Like, oh, you know, women love. Okay.
Oh, so you said it with confidence.
Yeah, so I started like, you know what? Let me peel back some layers. You know, why? You know, oh, maybe because I want to get cancelled.
Yeah, leave it there.
Leave it there. But yeah, I peeled back some layers, and you know, I was like, oh, light bulb.
But yeah, that's been my week. Sickness and health and lots of drawing.
Yeah.
What about you guys? What about you, Subz?
Well, me. I thought we were gonna bring it.
Oh, we can go down the line. We can go down the line.
But we can go along the line. But one thing that I noticed, sorry guys, I know I like aesthetic. I like how the colors just worked out by default. Yeah. No one even mentioned it. Yeah. Let's got the Scully on. Like, wait, hold on a minute. Is this? It was written. It was written. But yeah, my week, and I'm gonna go back to you being ill. Oh. I think reason being, remember how last week? Remember last week? I think last week or the episode with Prince and Nemo. Yeah. It was just after I got better. And then I was talking about how being ill is a way of the universe just like slowing me down. It's like, no, relax for a minute. It's like, it's telling you now, you need rest. Yeah. Right. So yeah, I feel like that's probably what it did to you. I don't know, but like, it sounds like it, but not in those words.
I mean, I definitely lent into it being that. Mm-hmm. Whether you can argue that it was or that it wasn't, I acted as though it was. Yeah. I had nothing, like, I was going to try and do some work, and I kept saying to people at work, like, no, don't worry, I'll be on email. Yeah. And it was like, don't be. Like, don't be.
Just chill.
And so stopping and like just moving at a different pace. I was waking up way earlier than like if I had to go to work. And it was like, I was waking up at like 6:30, 6:45 and just jumping out of bed and just being like, okay, the day ahead.
You don't think maybe it's because you're used to like body clock?
No, because
you said something. You said something that made me.
Then I will wake up. No, I have work, and it's like a fight. Like I'm fighting this idea of like, come on.
She's joking. She loves it really.
I need to get up. I'm gonna get there, but without work being the thing that I was like shooting for with the day. I was just excited to see where the day was going to go. As sick as I was, it's like I'm just going to get up and I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to put some music on and then I'll just start drawing. Like I've just been drawing constantly.
You don't think it's subconsciously the idea that you're not partaking in any sort of work today, like you're not going
to. But like you also said something that was interesting. You said you did what you wanted.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. You don't think that's why you woke up
100%. Yeah, absolutely it was that.
And you just felt like
looking forward to
you woke up, was like, I'm gonna be me. Like, I'm just gonna be me.
And I didn't leave the space. Like I didn't leave the space for like a week. And it was so nice.
Yeah, it's like today, I don't have to wear a mask today to go outside and interact in the outside world. No mask, like all off. So, yeah, sorry. But anyways, my week was busy actually. Yeah, busy at work. And then in the middle of it, editing. And I've actually restructured my to-do list, because before it used to be just things that I cross out as I do it. But I've rejigged it. It just felt like, no, let's switch it around. So each day has its own motive, if you know what I mean, like just general motive. Yeah. And then through that, it's like, we'll find something to do on this. Because once you finish the to-do list, it's like,
what am I to do?
Yeah, okay, another one. But I mean, like exactly. It's like, it's productive, but then I feel like it relieves some sort of stress knowing that, okay, tomorrow, it's almost like tomorrow night, I know that, okay, it's going to be a while we're not recording this. That's what I'm editing. And then Tuesday, it's something else. So essentially, that's what happened this week. I did that because I felt like the week was just chaotic. I felt I was just getting pulled everywhere. Like, work was just, I had a deadline. Yeah, I had a deadline that I had to push to tomorrow. Even then, I just feel like I should have reworded the email. Funny enough, it was one of those ones. I feel like I should have reworded the email to say, I will send this early next week. Yeah. Because early next week gives me a window until Wednesday morning.
Oh, you did the thing where you overpromise. Like, I'll do this tomorrow.
I said, it's like,
you can, but then, mentally.
But you're double booked as well.
Exactly. Basically. So it's just like, I told them that, I'm not going to deliver it on the Friday when it was due. But then I said I'll have it done Monday, which is where I should have said early next week. Mm-hmm. But Yeah, so I've been busy with that and working late. Even tomorrow, I know that's going to be a late one because I need to finish this. Once again, going back to the book, keep my word.
Yeah.
So that's the interesting part. So yeah, I've been busy, but at the same time, after being ill, I've been recharged.
Yes.
So it's like, bring it, but at the same time, it's like, no. When I said bring it, I didn't mean the core. I didn't mean the work side. Bring the creative side. Bring the creative side by any means. Yeah, exactly. So that's why then I felt, you know what? No, let me restructure it. I need to actually allocate time for this, for my creativity, because right now I have my to-do list, but it's like, okay, I'll get that done tomorrow.
Pencil me in on the creative side. You know?
Yeah. Oh no, it is. So it's funny because how it's. So there's going to be, there is, while we're not recording this, Slang Collective, which is going to be collective stuff, or anything that I'm going to do social media-wise, that's collective stuff. And then I've got Slang Clothing.
Right.
And then I have Nate Captures. Nate Captures is essentially that.
Right.
Like, what is Nate Captures on? Like, that's what I'm about allocating the day. And then Sunday is actually randoms. Sunday and Monday is randoms. Randoms are almost what's urgent or follow your spirit. And that's also part of the sort of reflection and not getting burnt out. Yeah. It's like, I'm just gonna glide, do what I wanted. Hence why today I went to Leitham, explore the place, took photos, which was nice. That's kind of part of the randoms. Like, anything can happen today. Just go with the flow. And hence why it's a good day to say, you know what, if we don't record on a Friday, we'll record on Sunday.
Right.
Sunday is open. It's random day.
Right,
yeah. So Sunday and then also Monday, I need another randoms day. So Monday after work is randoms. So that could be, chances are it's going to be this, but it's randoms because it's like, what am I feeling today?
Yeah.
Then,
it's a nice way of carving out the week, isn't it? It's like keep a day, like keep certain days sacred for certain things.
Right.
And if your Sunday is just sacred to like, this is just for like the filler, like anything that just
anything goes.
Do any, that's a life day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anything you want to do on that kind of day.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
But then all the days should be life days. You really run the risk of being like, quit my job. Monday's a life day. Tuesday's a life day. But Sunday should be the day of, they call it a day of rest. Well, in some cultures.
Is it?
Yeah, some cultures.
Some cultures it's Saturday.
Yeah.
Some is Friday.
I was going to go religion-wise. But what are the niggas that knock on the door?
I grew up in a SDA household, Seventh-day Adventist. So every Saturday was our resting day.
Yeah.
What did that mean for Seventh-day Adventist?
I guess they followed a different calendar.
Yeah.
To say Saturday is...
Like God started on Sunday and then,
And you grew up in a household that was...
Yeah, not just household, but like in my...
community.
Pretty much my entire community. Yeah, I went to boarding school where it was SDA driven, you know what I mean? Went to church on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Wow.
You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. What did your Sunday look like if your Saturday is a day of rest?
Sunday was life day. You know what I mean?
Hey, randoms. Randoms.
Could do sports, could do whatever.
Yeah, anything goes.
You know, whatever. Yeah. At the time, I was in, boarding school, so it would be like just hanging out.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. But I grew up under that, so yeah.
How do you feel like that shaped you?
It shaped me a lot, to be honest. Like it's made me who I am. I mean, you take what you take what works, and you disregard the rest.
Bob and weave.
Because I'm not Seventh-day Adventist anymore.
Yeah.
Even though I was baptized, was baptized and all of that stuff. But after a while, when you start coming into yourself, you start questioning things, not just religion, but your entire life. This, then it narrowed down to religion, and I'm like, why am I even doing this? You know what I mean? Like, because a lot of things were not making sense at the time for me.
Yeah.
So I went on a quest of like, okay, so who am I? Like, because, not to say, obviously, I'm not atheist, number one. I believe in God.
Yeah.
I just quit that church.
Yeah.
Particularly. Christianity, particularly. I just kind of quit that, you know what I mean? But I do believe in God. So I went out to kind of just like, research and find out more about what I was into at the time, when everyone was talking about third eye and all of this stuff, I went into that.
Your third eye vision.
Hole, you know what I mean? Went into the whole, Rasta rabbit hole, tried to cross and try.
You explored.
Yeah, I did. I mean, when I was doing that, it was about like 3 years, I was fasting, no meat at all. Not like semi-fasting, I guess, because I was still smoking, but I was not like...
Pick and choose.
Yeah, I was
you gotta keep hold of your vice.
Yeah, I quit alcohol 3 years. No alcohol intake and no meat intake, And that helped me a lot, because soon after that, you know, when I broke my fast,
Yeah.
you know, I feel like, you know, blessings started pouring in after that, you know. But that's when it clicked to me that, okay, maybe not so much like the title, Rasta or whatever, right? But certain elements about the culture and religion kind of resonated with me because I'm African. You know, I grew up in Africa. You know what I mean? So there's certain things as well that growing up, as much as I was growing up in a Christian household, my grandmother at the time, she wasn't really Christian. You know what I mean? She was more so African spirituality.
Yeah.
You know,
so it's
which in my language we call Inyanga, which means, you know, those that know.
Traditional.
But yeah, so she was like a traditional healer, I guess, you know. So I not grew up in that, but like as a kid, I seen that, you know. She quit at some point, but as a kid, I had a glimpse of what that's like or what that is, you know. So the more I kept going into this rabbit hole, whatever, when these said blessings came in after the whole fasting thing, you know, the journey was still, you know, because you're not always on the journey, I guess, because sometimes you get off the horse, like, you know.
You dabble, side quest. Side missions real quick. Like,
not really side missions, but getting sidetracked to like, because I always feel like...
I feel like that's part of the journey that we kind of overlook, because there are teachable moments within those, though.
Right.
But yeah, sorry, as you were.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, you know, like, because a lot of people separate who they are to, you know, what they are, I guess, like their religion. Like, oh, I'm Christian, but
Label.
Monday to Saturday, I'm going to drink, I'm going to do this, but then Sunday, you know what I mean? So it's like, but I always looked at it like, you know, religion should be who you are and what you do.
It's your essence.
You know, like, what does that look like on a daily basis?
Absolutely,
you know?
absolutely.
So I guess that's what I kind of started carving out as well, because my life was changing at the time as well. Things were shifting. Found a beautiful girl, married her, you know, had kids, you know, all of that stuff. So all of that, you know, was kind of distracting me per se. You know, when you just like reveling in your blessings, I guess, enjoying that,
just prioritize,
and then forgetting that, you know, that journey hasn't ended for real, you know. But the more I didn't pay attention to it, a lot of things started, you know, what's the word?
To unfold. Right.
So then I got back into it. Right? I started doing more. I told you earlier about that, you know, channel earlier. Yeah. So that was like one of the first times when I watched that, it kind of sparked that.
You know someone speaking to you.
Yeah, someone speaking about.
It's like, oh snap! I get you. You know,
you know what I mean?
You're speaking the same language.
So so I started doing more research. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and then starting to find out who I am. You know what I mean? In the process of, you know, trying to find out, I guess, like my belief or what I believe in or whatever. You know, but you know, finding out things, if you believe in it, if you believe in something, it's not real. Because you believe.
Yeah, it's not. It's a belief.
It's a reality, right? I guess. I mean, maybe I'm not explaining it properly, but I just felt like I don't want to believe in something. I want to be that. I want to live it, right? Like, yeah. So started, you know, researching things that I already know, certain things that we spoke about culturally earlier. You know, those are the little things that I started digging more into. You know,
why do you think?
Because at the time, so basically, I mentioned my grandmother for a reason, right? So the reason I mentioned her is because what she used to practice or what she was into was outlawed at some point in time in Africa. You know, people were hunted and killed for that. Yeah. You know, because it was.
What was it that she was doing?
It was knowledge, right? Like African spirituality, African science, African health, right? Because it was all encompassing. It's not like one thing per se. Because I guess it's more.
Would you say, to better explain it, it's kind of like the what do you call this, choo-choo type of thing?
I mean, it's not,
but not to that extent, not the negative connotation that's attached to it.
So when you say words like that, like juju, right? I guess certain people that will be listening or watching this would go to a certain.
Yes, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like check out the. No, check out the negative connotation. Right. Once again,
I can't really say that to you. I can't really say check out because you can't, because you don't know. I feel like you don't know the opposite of that.
It's slang now, isn't it? Juju is slang now for something which is
because people use it lightly. They don't really know what it is. Yeah. People are not really exposed to it because, like I said, you know, a lot of people were killed for that. You know what I mean, including like Rasta, because what I believe, or not believe in, but what I believe is that, you know, Rastas were pretty much, I don't know if are practicing what we call in my culture, Ubuntu, which is humanity, right? So there's a saying in my language, Umuntu, Mumuntu, Ngabantu.
Yeah, a person is... Sorry.
You are because I am. I am because
we are.
Because we...
Because we are. Yeah, it's because...
You actually finished it.
Yeah, because we are.
Yeah, so certain things like that still... Even back in the day, like Rastas used to be murdered as well for growing dreads and doing certain things, right? So I feel like people need to get back into... Understanding what that is, right? Not per se the Rasta religion, but whatever they were doing at the time,
let's just keep an open mind.
Whatever, I feel like people should dabble more into that because I feel like you'll find yourself in there.
Yeah,
because it's more like nature. It's more about nature.
Yeah.
What's natural to you? What's natural to us?
But see, I feel like it's also the dynamic of, like you just said, not that you believe in something, but it's just like you believe. So I feel like with the other people, they believe the other side of it. So they're completely ignorant to being open-minded about the other stuff based on what they believe. Does that make sense?
Say that again.
So it's like, even if you gave, like you said, that's what you believe, right? Mm-hmm. The other people on the other side of that, that's what they believe, the opposite version of that. So it's some of them are going to be close-minded to it because no, but we believe this.
I mean, you will be close-minded if you're not researching and you're being fed something, right? It's being fed to you because you know it as a slang because you've heard it somewhere, not because you went
There's an understanding for it
to find it and know more about it. You just heard it and you heard it in a negative light because of, whatever narrative people are trying to push on media or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So obviously your mind will be conditioned to think that way.
Yeah.
So but it's not juju.
Yeah. No, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, exactly. So sorry. I was just kind of drawing parallels, but not necessarily without the negative connotation that I kind of was ignorant to.
Like that, I think that's still such a good thing to even talk about because people do get trapped in the stigma of words, and so with what we're doing with this platform, if we can just try and just
take the words for what they
are. A little bit with juju only being associated with bad juju. Why are you giving bad juju?
Let's understand
have
it.
A conversation about that. That's the only way.
Even the term juju. It doesn't exist in this culture that we're talking about.
Yeah.
What I mean?
Like I said, it's just drawing a parallel to what would be seen as.
Okay, I guess what I'm trying to explain is like, okay, this certain, juju, witchcraft, right? Witchcraft or black
banshees, funny enough.
Magic, stuff like that, right? Which that does exist. I'm not saying that doesn't exist, right? I don't know what that is because I've never encountered that, right? But I know it does exist. You're right. It's like what we're talking about earlier, Christianity. You can go to a church where you can find a pastor, priest, preacher that helps you and it
resonates and
all of that stuff, right? Righteous. Then you find other priests, right, that are not so much into the whole God thing. They pretend, right? But
they're in for the bag.
Right, they're in it for the bag, they're in it for whatever reasons they're in it for. So there's a lot of that as well happening in Africa right now. There's a lot of these pastors that are like raising people from the dead, making people eat grass, making people drink petrol.
Believing,
whatever, right? So so there's that too. So in everything in life, there's a good and bad side to it.
That's what I mean about.
So what I'm talking about, there is a bad side to it as well. There's people that, if I know how to kill you, I know how to heal you. If I know how to heal you, I know how to kill you. Because I can turn this medicine into poison. I can turn this poison into medicine. Same shit. You know what I mean? It just depends on who you are at that point. So I feel like that's what that is. A lot of people get too attached to the whole idea that juju is bad.
But see, that's a condition. That's a condition.
Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely.
Because once we start talking about the positives of it, a lot of people lose.
Oh no, but the society is not looking at that. It's like, no, we're not looking at that.
Because no one really cares about that.
Just to kind of like tie it back to what we were just saying. Think about how many people are listening to these podcasts and documentaries about serial killers, like just doing the most evil.
And going to see
it's fascinating to have some sort of insight into what makes humans do.
Yeah, why do we do
terrible things? But it's an interesting thing to kind of observe because it's like, why do we do that? Like, why do we look for the negative stuff and the beauty of things and kind of just be like, okay. I noticed that, especially this week, being on my phone a lot, there was like videos I was watching and I always had this like pessimistic attitude that like something was gonna, do you know what I mean? When it's someone who's like, oh, I went on a trip to this place and here's some beautiful things I saw. I was like, this is going to be satirical. Like my mind was like, everything I see has got to have some essence of satire, especially on social media.
Right.
And it's when I noticed that, I think it was a good thing to notice, especially with this conversation we're having now, because to try and turn someone's head to look at the light is increasingly hard to do now. And I caught myself looking for this like satirical and almost like pessimistic side of things. So I just think it's a hard task to do to get someone to be like.
It's difficult because we live in a controlled world, right?
Yeah,
we live in a controlled time. Everything is controlled, you know. So it's hard. It's difficult to get objective opinion, or objective ideas, you know. So yeah, you know, just to echo what you said.
Yeah, but sorry, you mentioned YouTube earlier. What's it called? Like, sorry, you mentioned it way early at the start of the conversation. I thought, wait, I wonder what the YouTube is called. The one, like...
it's a channel called Unpopular Opinion.
That's the one.
It's pretty new as well. I think it came out last year or something. Yeah. Okay. When I bumped into it, I was like, oh, this is interesting stuff. Yeah. But it's not, obviously, it's not the only thing. There's many other things you can find online or whatever, instead of just taking what's fed to you.
Yeah, true.
Find internet, isn't it? You can find the answer to everything.
You can find
there's a monopoly
bias
on the internet of like social media. Do the social side of it. Like, don't spend too much time asking questions and having answers for them. It's just that the monopoly, the chokehold that we are under with the internet is wild.
If it doesn't make money, why?
It don't make sense. If it don't make money, it don't make sense.
Yeah. So, you know, it's kind of hard to even have those conversations with anybody, really.
Yeah. But that's why we have them here.
Here it's open-ended. And to be fair, the question was, how were you? How was your week? But like,
get to how my week was.
I love it.
I didn't even get to how my week was.
I love it.
Because we're talking about the whole Saturday thing, right?
Yeah.
Then we just went into
randoms.
My week was good. My week was good.
Yeah.
Well, I had people come over, you know, friends came to visit, you know, because I spend a lot of my time at home. You know, I have a baby. You know what I mean? So he's about to turn 1, by the way. So but I spend most of my time with my kids. You know what I mean? Like trying to be there. You know, because you know, my missus was on maternity for a long time, so she's like back working now. So I'm spending a lot more time.
Nah, that's good, man. That's good, and the spirit is good then. Like,
I mean,
That sigh was quite longer than I thought it would be. Like, you know what I mean? I thought it was just going to be an exhale. But like, damn, he's still going. Damn.
I'm trying to see if it's really good, you know? Because sometimes people just say it because it's easy to say, I'm good. But you know, people don't take the time to like, am I
beautiful?
Welcome to episode 1, baby.
I don't know, but like, I think I'm good.
That's nice. Yeah,
I think I'm good. You know,
think you're good. Yeah. No, that's something to work with.
Yeah, I'm happy. So I think that's.
Good. Yeah, the brain is saying, "Now we good over here." So spirit's probably
happy,
that's good.
You know, it's just minor life things, but other than that, my week was great.
Nice. That's good, man. Have you been making music recently?
No music made at all. I got a bunch of beats, bunch of ideas written here and there, but I'm still trying to finish what I started like.
Finish what you started.
So I mean, what I mean by like the bits and pieces that I have is because the idea is evolved now as well. You know what I mean? It's no longer what I thought it was going to be.
That's what ideas do. That's what ideas do. So you gotta finish it. Otherwise, you gotta keep pushing the goalposts.
To be fair, I'll put a cap on it now. I'll put a cap on it. Whereas before, I just let it flow because I felt like it needed more anyway. You know what I mean? So subconsciously,
I feel like that's a creator's life.
Let it flow,
100%.
Because you can never like There's
always something to tweak.
That's what.
There's always something.
Like Kanye West. He'll be finishing a song while he's performing it or whatever. Things like crazy shit.
Yeah, it's just wait. That's a different version. Like he decided to add some shit after.
Yeah, but I just mean like the project that I've been working on is pretty much like taking my entire creative juices or capacity or whatever, right? So I'm just trying to finish that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to finish that right.
Not a small task to do, just getting all the creative juices.
Yeah, no, just
do you feel like that process has, or you've noticed like a change in yourself since having a kid who's nearly 1? That's been like a few months.
Yeah.
When you look back now at your music that you were making, like 2 years ago, that you're still trying to finish. Since you had your son, do you feel like that has altered I'm trying to phrase the question. Two things. Combine them.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. How are they getting along? How are the two getting along?
Yeah.
So, okay, that's an interesting question because I've had time to think about that, right? Because obviously I am a creative. I make music. So when I had my son, that was a question I was asking myself in terms of like how am I now going to carry on with this thing?
Yeah.
Because it's not really. I'm not really who I was, I guess, when I was, right? But obviously that's the journey. That's the journey. So I thought to myself, like, every time a rapper or an MC or a musician or a singer has a baby, they have to write a immaculate song about them or like a
experiences.
album. Like, you know what I mean? Because, you know, you look at songs like, what's that song on Watch the Throne? Where Jay-Z was talking and Kanye talking about like, oh, my firstborn, hypothetically, you know. What's the name of that?
We'll put it here.
Yeah, somewhere. Because my mind is elsewhere.
Yeah, but that particular song is one of the songs that, you know, when my son was born, I was playing that song, you know, and I was thinking about that, like, and then I decided that, you know, I don't want to mix those worlds, you know.
Okay.
I don't want to mix those worlds because I feel like as a rapper, right, for me, right, I've always looked at MCs, rappers like superheroes, right? Like when you're on the mic, you know, you have your cape on, right? But when you're off the mic, you're Clark Kent. You know,
it's like let me have my glasses.
Yeah. You're not Superman. So that's how I look at it. Like, you know, when I'm rapping, I'm Subz, right?
Yeah,
I'm
got the
doing
cape
this
on.
esoteric thing, right? Like this is right. But when I'm at home, I'm Sabelo.
Yeah.
Right. I'm no longer Subz. I'm Daddy.
Yeah.
I'm Baba. That's who I am. So I can't really bring the rapper element into that and mix it with that. But I do draw a lot of inspiration from that because
I guess it's hard not to.
Yeah, I mean it shows my growth because I'm a very like self-introspective person. I'm always looking into like, my past or like even just yesterday what I did, what can I do today that's better than right, things like that. So yeah, I told myself that I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to add.
You're going to separate the two.
I'm going to separate the two. Have a clear line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I even wanted to have a home studio because I felt like it was going to maximize my
I think we should get
creative.
I think that's a good idea.
And I thought that was a good idea too, you know?
Yeah.
But the more I thought about it, I was like, nah. You know, because it's going to take too much away from you know, my time with my children and stuff like that.
So,
especially the fact that he's so young. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And with me, I have like an addictive personality type. I'm that kind of person. Once I like something, I'm
all or nothing
on it. So once I have studio in the house,
we're vibing, baby. Come chill right here. I got headphones on. I can see you.
I'm gonna
Let me
be there
spit
all
some.
the time, you know. But I feel like also that's something that's not set in stone. Right.
Yeah.
But that's how I feel right now.
Yeah.
Like
tell.
You're still too young, you know, let me chill. Let me do
makes sense.
thing.
Let me sharpen up this one.
You know what I mean? So even lyrics, I haven't, even when I think of bars, like I cut it off. You know what I mean? Because that's, when I'm with my my family.
Yeah.
If I'm shutting off, you know, like
wait, do you sing to him like crook a few bars here and there?
Yeah, of course, bro. I do all of that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm there. Like I'm there. Like I said, most of the time, like I'm home.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm doing all of that. Even at night, you know, I'm waking up. I'm there.
So you're really trying to separate the two things.
Yeah,
you're saying you're thinking of bars and then cutting it off.
Because I had this thing where I could be sitting here with you and we're talking and you say something. And my mind is gone. You know what I mean?
Like, ooh, that's a bar. Ooh, we're going to take
that bar is now turned into a whole 6 bars, 8 bars.
Yeah.
You know, and I can't wait to go put it on paper before I forget.
Yeah.
So you miss out on being present.
And I feel like I miss out on being present. In that moment.
Okay. Yeah, you brought it back.
You're not putting 100% into either of those things.
Into either of those things. So I'm just floating at this point, you know. So
that's actually really responsible. Like that's when it's worded like that, it makes sense.
It makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
I have a wife too.
You want to be able to be present. Yeah.
You have this whole package right now of like, this is your family and this is your unit.
Exactly.
So it makes a lot of sense to be like, I'm going to put 100% into this, and this is not like your creative side is not going anywhere.
Yeah. No,
it's just
like
about finding the way of making a sacred day.
Godspeed.
Yeah.
What's funny as well is, like I said, when this project that we're talking about, right? It started off as like, okay, I want to do this mixtape. It's going to be, something I've always wanted to do, you know, because I was pretty much raised by the whole, you know, Kendrick, Joey's, you know, Tyler's, man.
Yeah, we are the generation.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in terms of album creation, those are the type of albums I look to like, if I can
wow.
something that feels like that.
Section 80.
Right? So that was my drive coming into this project. And then it turned into, okay, let me make a double disc. Oh, you know what, let me make it a trilogy. You know, so now it's a trilogy now. Because obviously, like I said, when I had my kid, by the time I had my son, I was already someone different. I was more into who I am as Sabelo, not Subz.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So even my music became less metaphoric as a rapper, you know, metaphors everywhere. You know? It became less of that and more like simple but not simplistic. Right? It's more like and it even feels different. It feels like, oh, I was having fun on the song. You know, you know when you catch yourself having fun?
Yeah.
That's how I felt, you know, like, oh,
that was nice.
This sounds fun. You know? Whereas before, it just sounded too serious. It sounded like, not too serious, but it sounded too calculated.
Do you feel more confident in yourself since having your son?
Since having my family, yeah, definitely. It's given me a you know, that bounce in my step.
Yeah.
Is it a matter of actually understand, like, you know what, this is me, this is what I love. So,
but to be fair, it's also a lot of pressure as well. At the same time, a lot of people, you know, but I try not to let that pressure. I try not to die under that pressure, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, my family's here. I still have to be me. I can't now stop being me in order for me to be. Because I already feel like who I am in terms of like the journey we're talking about, you know, the whole religious journey turning into what does that look like on a daily, you know, once I started practicing that, I feel like I came into the whole also having family thing, you know, that's part of the, you know,
the things that came with self-exploration.
You know what I mean? Like, and I realized that, oh shit, this is what I've always wanted. You know what I mean? Like, I forgot that this is what I always wanted. You know, because as a kid, I never really had that growing up. You know what I mean? Like, I never really grew up with my mom, dad in one household. That was never me, you know? So, growing up, I always wanted that. But I forgot at some point, you know what I mean?
Yeah, somewhere down the line.
You know, I want to be this, I want to be that. I want to chasing that, you know? And then I kind of forgot that this is what I've always wanted. And then once it came back around, it was like, it felt natural. You know? You know, it's where I've always supposed to be. It's where I've always wanted to be. Because I've always looked up to people like my grandparents, you know. That's the only time that setting felt real for me. Whereas other times, you know, when you see it with other people, whether it's your neighbor, whether it's your uncles or whatever, it kind of feels like you just here because you think this is what you're supposed to do. Yeah, right? Absolutely. Whereas my grandparents, it felt like, yo, you're here because you want to be here, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. So when I met my partner, it felt like that. Whereas before, with other women that I've met, it just didn't feel like that. It felt like I was trying to be. You know, I was trying to be. You romanticize. Yeah, trying to put too much pizzazz in the flavor. You know, whereas like, you should. You know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas when I met her, it was more like.
It makes sense.
It makes sense.
So if like writing bars, making music right now, because it sounds like what you're saying is that you have like Subz and then you have you at home. Like you kind of have these two characters.
Yes.
Which was raising a really young kid right now, maybe possibly are in conflict. And that's like Subz, a musician. Is there like a different outlet that you have found where either if it's like just something which because you can't bottle up like the creative juices, do you find them like spilling out into other things, whether it's like playing games with your kids or like cooking or like...
Definitely. I feel like I was even telling my partner this today. I was like, you know, because we're, you know, by the way, married people gossip about you guys. So we're gossiping about someone, you know? So she's no, married people will be sitting in the tram, you know, you see someone and you just, you know, that kind of thing, right? Yeah. So we're talking about someone who was right there, you know? But obviously, you know, the person couldn't understand our language kind of thing, you know? So we're speaking our language, you know? To be like, oh, da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, you know what? I've always realized that. I'm starting to realize that, you know, me playing with my kids, because like I told you, I was at my little brother's birthday today, you know. These are the things that I missed out on as a kid. because of not having that setting of like, you know, mom and dad type shit, you know.
I hear that.
So when I saw this person, you know, that we're talking about with his family, doing the whole playing with his kids and stuff, and he was such a little kid, you know what I mean? And we're laughing at it initially, and then later on, I was like,
that was actually a nice moment for them.
That was a wonderful moment, because that's the moment that I feel like that's who I am when I'm playing with my kids. Obviously, I don't see myself doing that, but someone else would see me and feel like
that's why I don't be judging
at the time. You know what I mean? Like, oh damn, yeah,
that's nice.
So I do find myself doing like little creative things with my kids that kind of, you know, creative shit. Yeah, I do that with my kids for sure. But more than anything, it's more so just me living my childhood again. You know, reliving my childhood in a way that I wanted it to be, I guess, you know. So I guess that's the fun part for me. So in terms of like creative outlet, I don't know if I have a creative outlet like that. You know what I mean? I just feel like that's not even it doesn't even come.
Yeah,
like,
it's
you know
just
what I mean?
there.
Whereas usually before this, you know, at any moment, you know, I'm just like thinking about, let me do the creative or whatever.
Yeah.
But now it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I have to switch it on whenever I sleep.
Oh, so you dictate, you have to switch it on.
I go put on the laptop, put on some beats, and then in that moment, I feel like Subz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Having my little spliff, you know what I mean? Having my little cigarette or whatever, do it. I don't drink again, by the way, but yeah. And then that's when Subz comes out, the creative, whatever. So when I'm having my alone time, I guess, that's when I kind of get back into that. But if I'm with my family, I completely switch it off.
Interesting. That's a really interesting insight.
Yeah.
Being because it's just the polar opposite of where I'm at. Like I would just if I want to make, I'm just gonna make. So I love knowing, because I don't have kids, I don't have a partner, like I don't have any of that sort of stuff. And so like hearing your perspective and that idea of like just finding balance, I find really, really interesting, because balance brings out a lot of like, because you have a lot of what you just talked about. There's a lot of discipline that goes into what you're talking about. And if you apply, when you do find that space of time to really commit yourself to finishing what you started, as you were saying before, it's going to be so interesting. I'm so excited to hear it.
Once the plug is switched on, like, okay, the plug is on, let's see.
When I'm switching off, like I said, because they usually go to bed early, you know, so when they, you know, that's when it comes back. So like I said, I have those little windows of like, you know, touch up here, touch up there. So like I said, you know, turn into a double disc, then turn into a triple disc. So now it's like a 3-disc thing, you know what I mean? And it's a whole beautiful story, you know. So yeah.
Do you think the discipline would be lost if you then had the studio at home?
I mean, okay, speaking about discipline, right? My relationship with that idea of discipline started with the whole Rasta thing I told you about, you know, me fasting and whatnot. Yeah. So I felt like once I'm disciplined in other aspects of my life, it'll kind of bleed into everything else.
Yeah.
So me being disciplined at work, me being disciplined in the music at the time before I met my, you know, me being disciplined in the things that I set out to do at the time.
And keeping your word.
Into, you know, the family thing, you know what I mean? So now, when I'm saying it to you, it feels like, oh, this is discipline, but I guess it is because I worked for that. You know what I mean? It's not something that I just woke up and, No, I had to work for that. You know what I mean? I had to get myself what's the word?
Find your zen.
I had to starve myself of certain things, right? Or put myself in a position of discomfort in order to, you know, attain this.
Absolutely.
You know, this, I guess, like willpower.
I ain't free. Yeah.
So a lot of people used to say that as well. You know what I mean? Oh, how you find it so easy not to? I'm like, dude, I didn't wake up like this, bro. I had to work to be this man in order for me to be able to handle this situation. Otherwise, if I never did that, I probably will be squandering what I have right now.
Yeah, God knows.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel. Like, if you want to be disciplined, don't just be disciplined in one thing. Let it bleed into
certain aspects.
Life, you know? And
funny enough, I haven't been drinking for a while. Like, remember, like they just decided I'm not gonna drink until further notice.
That's dope, man.
But
that's where I'm at right now.
Funny enough, on Tuesday I also fasted.
How was that as a day then?
That was fun because I fasted the day after we released the pod. Like, there was just something they told me, you know what? I think before going to bed, like just medicating before bed, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fast tomorrow. Like I was like the energy was up. I'm like, you know what, the energy's good. I'm gonna fast, and I did. So that was nice.
That's dope.
So it's funny because then like even the feedback from the first release, everyone like the energy for it. It was nice. I feel like that gave me an element. It was nice because I think we spoke about fasting before. That every time I fast, something good usually happens.
Yeah.
Because what do they say? They say your gut is like your second brain, isn't it? That's what they say. So
yeah, I've heard this before.
Yeah. So if you fasting or whatever, it kind of if you're cleansing a lot,
Yeah,
I don't know.
It clears the brain
or whatever. You know, if you're into that stuff, spirituality and whatnot.
Yeah,
it's good to fast.
Yeah.
So you fasted on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then, because you've said that before, you've said this, if you don't do it with the intention that something good is going to happen, but when you fast, if you notice it, like something here and there.
No, because, okay, I feel like, okay, one of the reasons why I say maybe something good's going to happen, it's almost as though I'm almost grateful for every moment that happens. Like I'm actually open, but I'm grateful for it rather than maybe judging it negatively or whatever. I don't know. It's somewhere in my subconscious somewhere that when I'm fasting, I'm just a lot more open to positive stuff. And for some reason, it's just typically positive things that are happening or that I'm aware, that I'm aware of anyway. So yeah, I did. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I mean, people go into fasting differently, right? Some people, it's a spiritual thing. For some people, it's more of just a health thing.
Yeah.
So I guess it depends on what.
Yes, see, for me, it's a spiritual thing. I feel like I'm realigning, and then that's when I'm actually aware. Like, I feel like when I'm fasting, I'm realigning myself. So therefore, I'm actually aware, and I don't know. I feel a lot more grateful for a lot of things when I'm in that process. So therefore, if I'm grateful for something, if someone hands me a bottle of water, I'm gonna be grateful for that. So it's actually like, I don't know. It's very hard to elaborate.
Yeah, for me, it was more so like a covenant with myself.
Oh yeah, well, most definitely.
Yeah. So it's like if I get to this goal, I'll wish for this or whatever. At the time, I didn't wish for anything. I just wished for blessings. Just bless me.
Yeah, bless me.
So I had that covenant, and then that happened. So I feel like that, spiritually for me, that's what fasting was for me. It's a covenant with yourself to say, I'm gonna do this. Put myself through this. And I hope I attain this after this. And then you might even attain something better than that. So.
And it's just such a beautiful discipline thing, especially in this current climate that we live in, because you can get anything immediately. Like whatever you want, you can have it immediately. We live in this time of just absolute abundance, which on paper sounds like a really good thing, but then you can just lose yourself with the idea like you can have whatever you want, you can have that. And so fasting, I feel like just reminds you that like discipline, just one, the importance of discipline, to the idea of like, instead of listening to everyone else and all the noise, listen to yourself and what your body's actually asking you for and to do. I feel like after fasting can really understand what you actually need. Like the following day, it's like differentiating between like, oh, I'm hungry, I need a little snack, and I'm just thirsty. Like I know that sounds really obvious, but those two things to differentiate between means that you're listening to yourself. And so it's like I need just an awful lot of water, So like I just feel like it helps to just drown out some of the excess noise that's happening around.
And to be fair, you can argue that it's one of the reasons why I eat less meat now, because I felt like several times at fast it would be great, but once I eat or have meat, I just feel like it drains me, or like I'm just heavy as hell. Like nah, this ain't a chief. Like no. So I guess I have in that piece. It's been real. So I haven't had red meat in Lord knows how long.
I mean, it is a dead carcass, right? Like it is.
I mean, that's a different. That's a whole different subject. But I completely agree.
You're indulging in something that was alive, right? And
it's a corpse.
So so spiritually, I feel like that has some ramifications.
Yeah.
There's so many debates with that. I don't eat meat, but I don't talk about, like, I don't really get involved in the debate between like, you shouldn't eat meat.
Oh no, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Yeah, no, I hear you. Actually, you know what? We're gonna bring back cursing. Like now, I feel like I need to express that.
So wait, but what just tickled both of you just then? What was
the debate between like meat eaters?
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Yeah, and like, I guess that debate, that's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, because you said...
I don't get into the debates. That's what I was saying.
So you're saying you don't
care
get
for the debate.
I don't have time for it. Like, eat what you eat.
Yes.
Yeah,
do you eat what...
I'm not in the business of telling
like, what you eat don't make me shit. Sorry to feel like I told you personally, but like, what you eat don't make me shit. So why should I care?
I mean, it's none of our business, But I feel like it's good to have those discussions anyway.
Yes, find out what works for the other person. That's how we learn from each other.
What works for you and for your for your body and all that kind of stuff. I don't eat meat, and I first of all stopped eating meat when I realized it was an animal. Like, I was really much.
Did
younger.
you not put two and?
No, honestly, it took me a while. I remember that realization as a kid, like being really, really young. Like, a chicken's a chicken, and like a beef is a cow, and it's like, whoa. Alrighty.
Like, hold so those are corpses?
Yes, it never really made sense.
That's a spiritual connection somewhere.
But older, like growing up and being older now, like the idea of eating meat is just like it's not repulsive to me. It doesn't make me feel any kind of way. I just feel like whoever my ancestors are, and I don't really know. Like, I feel like I'm from all over the place. Directly, whoever my people were way back when, I just feel like they didn't eat meat. I don't know who they are. I just feel like they didn't eat meat, and they all had the same hair as me. Yeah. I don't know why. I'm not even going to argue that, but like that's what I'm going with. It just doesn't make sense for me to eat.
This is what I was going to say earlier. Actually, when you mentioned that, I found it interesting. Depending on where you're at in the world, obviously your relationship with meat intake would be.
Yeah.
So every time I have those conversations with people, I grew up in a different society, whereas we used to do a lot of slaughtering.
Yeah, pry.
So obviously when you now hear people talk about like what you're saying, that when you found out it was an animal, you kind of felt like, let me chill out, Yeah. Whereas where I grew up, it's like, oh yeah,
you get the big piece.
I want to eat him. You know what I mean? I want to eat him tonight, type shit. You know what I mean? So,
little Tay-Tay for dinner tonight, baby.
I just find that interesting. Some people don't have that type of thinking of like, and some people do. It was just interesting for me.
No, I feel like also it's especially on SA, it's also cultural. Like you just said, it's like, I know there's someone's coming over, we're gonna kill or whatever. That's what we're feasting on tonight. So I hear that.
Yeah, I mean that's I guess, but I think we actually need to peel back some layers on that. The whole meat thing. Even in Africa. I feel like the rituals, right? Because that's where it started. Because I personally think our ancestors, not 2 generations, I mean like back. I also feel like I feel like they never ate meat like that. I feel like that was more of like circumstantial, right?
It feels like a desperation thing because like there's just an.
I feel like there's an element of capitalism.
No. You know what it was? Okay, let me say so. Traditionally, our traditional attire, right, as Nguni speaking people or Bantu people, right, which spread across Southern Africa, not just South Africa, but Zimbabwe, Kenya, Swaziland, all of that stuff, right? Our traditional attire in most cultures there is like cow skin, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know that this cow skin attire is not traditional as such. It's more like survival culture. You know what I mean? So at the time, a lot of us Nguni speaking people, we come from, Central Africa. You know what I mean? Around the Cameroons, around there. That's where we come from as Nguni speaking people. So the original people of South Africa are Khoisan people, right? So a lot of other nations around there came from further up in Africa. You know what I mean?
I feel like you're always schooling.
So the more we're traveling at that time, if you remember that time, in West Africa, whatever, there was a lot of slavery going on there at the time, so a lot of people were traveling.
You gotta get away from this.
You know what I mean? Getting away from that, which is why, not just slavery, but like colonization came late in Southern Africa because it started up there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So by the time we came down here, the culture that we indulged in was still very young because we were travelers. You know what I mean? So a lot of our culture got lost because of the travels. It wasn't an easy you're not just walking from one place to another. You know,
because
you're
Africa's
encountering other
huge.
cultures, you're encountering other people.
You pick up certain things here and there.
Not only that, wars, people die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, people get pillaged. You know, because it's a time of turmoil.
Like that.
So yeah, I just wanted to say that about the whole cow eating and meat eating type thing. You know what I mean? It's not really. It's not African per se, or it's not culturally our thing.
Yeah.
I guess it's more so survival culture.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to say. Hence the difference of like we grew up in a place where it's easy to just slaughter anything for whatever reason, but it comes from that. You know, even the rituals we did ended up becoming that because of the survival culture that we were in at the time.
So both of you grew up in SA?
Yeah, I grew up in SA.
Partly.
I grew up in SA, I grew up in Zimbabwe, I grew up in, many places.
So if we're talking, just genuinely curious, how many of your meals contain meat?
All of them?
Yeah. all of them. Like, that's why braai, like typically Sundays, it's like all the family gathers around.
Barbecue.
Yeah, that's a barbecue braai. It's like Sundays, afternoon, pretty much the whole family comes
It's a culture. So yeah, it's very cultural, this thing, you know. Even so, basically in South Africa, right? I would say Johannesburg, you know, mostly Gauteng, right? There's a lot.
It's a province, kind of like Lancashire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like saying Lancashire.
So large population in that place is Zulu speaking.
Yeah.
Zulu's probably like the number one.
Yeah, it is
in terms of popularity.
Yeah.
Right. So in the Zulu culture, eating meat is the survival culture that I was telling you about. Found its way into our rituals and all of the stuff, you know. So it became that
part of it. So it became part of the tradition.
So that's what happens. You know what I mean? So you'll find people in taxi ranks eating cow head. You know, that's like the staple thing.
I like pig feet. Sorry, that's Friday. I'm so I got triggered to say Friday. Sorry.
No, like cow. You know, cow head.
Yeah.
Scorpo. They call it. You know. Yeah, they eat. You know, they partake in that a lot. And I feel like, you know, people can correct us if we're wrong, guys. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Comments are open.
Like,
we haven't.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, we're building.
We can discuss.
So, yeah, whatever you feel like is not correct should be correct.
School us.
School me, please. But that's how I feel. I feel like it came from that culture. So, hence, a lot of our meals contain meat, you know.
Yeah.
So, how many vegetarians did you guys know in SA?
My mom.
My cousin.
For me, it's my mom.
I just knew my cousin.
Was your mom vegetarian?
Yeah, my mom's been vegetarian since before it was a thing.
Any particular reason?
Any particular reason? Apparently, when I was born, she couldn't eat meat after that. And she couldn't drink cold water. My mom doesn't...
While she was pregnant with you?
After she gave birth to me, all those things she couldn't do.
Oh, women are so fascinating. Like, what is that?
Like, because, really, like, if, like, let me say we getting a cheapie from someone, if the fries are, like, fried in the same oil as, she's just going to get sick.
Really?
Yeah, it has to be fried separate.
What did you do?
I don't know. I told you when the night I was born, like, a lot of shit happened. But
I know I said I wasn't on an agenda before. Maybe you shouldn't eat meat. That's a sign that, you know.
Oh yeah, like me and my mom, my mom and I laughed at a lot of things, even drinking red wine, because I didn't really fucks with red wine like that. Like, I always used to like, how do you drink that? And next thing, for the past 2 Christmases, we're sitting there sipping on red wine. So it's like, and now it's like, you know what? Yeah. So mom doesn't.
Interesting.
Yeah, mom doesn't.
Very interesting. But that happens a lot though with women. After they give birth, something drastic changes. You know, their daily thing. So that's
actually
quite interesting.
I think the meat thing was during the pregnancy, and then the water thing was after birth, and that's where remember I told you that's where Gary comes from. So that was the white dude that my mom worked with, or that she knew, something like that. His name was Gary, but he was from here. Like, which was a crazy coincidence, but anyways, he knew about vegetarian, so he would also give a supplement.
Interesting. So you named after a vegetarian as well?
Yeah, apparently. Okay. So yeah, that dude, that dude was really helpful, because obviously it was almost unknown my mom
didn't really know about that.
Like, not that I guess she didn't know either, but as well as other people around her. Like it wasn't a thing. Like for me, it's like, yo, it makes me ill. It's not even by choice.
Yeah.
It's not even like I found an alternative.
I've never heard of it that way around. I've only ever heard of pregnant women who were vegetarian or even vegan who were like, I just need beef. Like I just need to eat some meat. But I've never heard it the other way around.
The only thing I've heard similar to that, I guess, is my cousin's allergic
Sorry for shutting out your business, mom. But it's my story, technically.
Yeah, I mean,
you did it.
It's your story for real.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only thing I've heard similar to that is, you know, my cousin is allergic to alcohol. So when she drinks, she vomits.
Yeah.
So I found that weird. Like,
it's probably the best.
I've never heard anybody allergic to alcohol. So that was the first time I was like, oh.
I've heard that before, but only, and maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, only in like Asian culture, like Southeast Asian culture. I've heard of like alcohol poisoning being like a almost a genetic
I mean, I get
a
genetic.
Yeah, genetic.
To be fair, it might be right because I guess it's not in their DNA, in their lifeline, really. If you think about it, I guess it's not in their lifeline or like genetically, they're not really involved with it. So when you like introduce it at a later stage,
I have no idea what the science is.
Yeah.
But I've heard a couple of
kind of like genetic mutation. I'm making shit up. It's just my hypothesis. This is my brain. Sorry. Now I'm just in there like, whoa, what could it be? Okay, interesting.
That is interesting.
And then pushing us off onto a slightly different tangent. There's people who are like allergic to alcohol, and then there's people who just shouldn't drink alcohol.
That's a different subject.
It's totally different.
It's a different layer.
People who think that they can drink alcohol but just should not drink alcohol.
It's not for you.
If you're one of those people who like makes a joke of like, oh, I can't remember what happened last night. Can't believe
it might not be good for you. But I'm not judging.
Do you? It's probably not for you. You know.
Yeah.
Like I don't think you're supposed to get to those states.
And don't drink when you're stressed.
And don't drink, and don't shop when you're hungry.
It's a wrong vice. But each to their own.
Don't drink.
It's a very harsh vice.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's not good. I just like how it looks in this little drinks caddy. He's out of shot.
I'm looking away because I got the same. I have drinks right there, so I ain't saying nothing. But I ain't touching them though.
It's just this aesthetics of it.
Yeah, they look good. Nice selection.
It's drink your tea and look away.
So you said, when did you start being vegetarian or vegan? Are you vegan or vegetarian?
I've been all over the place. So when did I become a vegetarian? When I was like really young. So I was a vegetarian when I was in like high school, probably year 7 age. And then I didn't eat meat the whole time. And then I've had a couple of breaks here and there. I've just been like, oh, let's just see what this is saying. It's never been.
She ate chicken last time we went on a Islam retreat.
Okay, so there's a story here. It was called Secret. It was surprise chicken.
Yeah, it was surprise chicken. It was banging.
Jamiro was in the kitchen, and I didn't realize he was cooking up 2 different pans. He did like a fried chicken, and he did fried mushrooms for me and Sarah. And I just walked into the kitchen and everyone was just digging into something.
I think we're out shooting or doing whatever outside. Then we went to like, what? Surprise chicken.
Yeah. So I had a bite of chicken and everyone went silent. And I was just chewing like, what's everyone? It's chicken. And so I just finished it. It was really nice actually.
No, Jamiro can cook.
Any like reactions?
No repercussions from the surprise chicken. But no, I've dipped in and out of it. But I can't even say that. I've had like a month here where I've been like, okay, I think I was in the 2nd year of uni. I was like, I was going to eat some meat again and see how it feels. And then went straight back. Then I was vegan for a while. So me and my brothers went vegan. And that was great for a while. But it made me really, I really understand the benefits of it. And the main reason I went vegan was because I was looking into the impact that like animals have on the environment. So less than the animals' feelings. It was more about like, oh, it's kind of not sustainable. Like I didn't realize how.
Oh no, not even that. It's the deforestation. Deforestation just chopped a whole lot of land that's needed
to raise cows, and how much water it takes to keep them going. How much food it takes. I was like, oh, I'm just not going to contribute. So even like dairy and eggs and cheese, I'm just not going to contribute to any of it. But it made me dizzy. Like I was getting tired a lot, and I was getting dizzy, and I had to like really listen to my body.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah.
I've heard about it.
But I went like a year and a half, maybe even 2. I have no idea how long it was. It was a while before it was like, you've really got...
Like this ain't it.
It really isn't. It really isn't it. It made me up my
Well, to be fair, you see... Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, my goodness.
To be fair, I guess you are open to explore. You start exploring. Like, wait, that hits.
A handful of legumes. We're eating.
I'll whip up some.
I'm doing some. So now just vegetarian. That's what my body wants to be. But veganism, love it. Love what it stands for. I need an egg. You know what I mean? Like I just need a couple eggs, and I'll take a bit of cheese as well.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Even though cheese gives me dandruff.
I do fucks with cheese.
What you will.
I do fucks with cheese. To be fair.
Don't think about it too much. Any member of the dairy family, if I think about it too much, it's gonna throw me off. Like if I think about cheese too much, people eat that shit moldy as well. Like cheese is so confusing as a concept. And eggs.
Cheese is rotten, right?
Yeah, but it's kind of similar. It's kind of similar to in our culture. What's this? Yes, there you go. Emas. It's kind of similar to that.
So it's fermented milk.
Yeah, fermented milk, and you have it with
like
porridge
milk,
or
milk, like,
yeah. What form is it coming?
So
straight from the cow.
No.
So basically, what happens is,
sorry.
Obviously, you get it from the cow, right? Of course.
Yeah.
And then you just put it in whatever container, put it under a table somewhere. Leave it there.
No. What form does it take? Like, does it become?
It bubbles up a little bit.
Do you drink it? Like,
so okay, have you seen rotten milk?
Unfortunately, no.
To be fair, this milk is.
So it's similar to that. It's more like it gets thick, I guess, right? And then it rises.
Yeah.
Below, it's
like the fermentation. It just separates the layers separate.
What do you call that? Like sour, I guess, sour water or whatever. Yeah. In certain African cultures, they eat that too. You know. Yeah.
I didn't know.
In Zimbabwe, they eat that too.
Okay, I didn't know that.
There's a word for it. It's called umlaza.
Umlaza. Okay.
So that's like the water that's underneath the amasi.
Isn't isn't that like really sour and bitter?
Really sour and
like,
bitter. So basically, how it started off is survival culture. You know what I mean? So it's like when there's no food. You know, Zimbabwe went through a lot of sanctions at some point. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. You know, shit got tough. You know, so. At that time, I used to go back there because my grandparents lived in Zimbabwe, you know what I mean? So I'd go there on holidays, lived in South Africa, you know, born and raised. But I'd go there to see them and stuff like that. And shit was just getting worse and worse and worse, you know? So at that point, that's when I tasted that, you know what I mean? Because it's like, that's all that's there to eat. Wow. There's nothing else to eat, you know what I mean? So you'd have that. Because even the amasi is finished. Yeah. You know what I mean? Oh, the amasi
it's already creamed off.
It's already creamed for... You know, the real people.
So you get a bowl of
and then you just get a bowl of that water. You know maize meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yes. Make so porridge or whatever.
It's pretty much like
a staple food in the south. In the southern, so maize is just
right.
I don't know what we used to eat before maize, but maize is not even an African thing. Right? It came with the colonization. Right? And when it came, that's the thing that started the wars down south. In Southern Africa, by the way. They call them tribal wars, but we're not tribes. We're nations. But they call them tribal wars. So there were those wars that were happening because of that. So fighting for one tribe, one nation, then the one nation.
And then they're eating good.
It's everything. Because now you're making more babies, your population is growing.
Okay.
You know, all that stuff. So
take up space.
What do they call it? Acceleration, whatever. Forget what they call it, but it accelerates your capacity to make.
Procreate.
That's the word. So that started happening, and that offsets the balance a lot, you know. So there was a lot of wars that were fought because of that, and that's how it became a staple food. But anyway, so that
it's actually quite modern. Then it's not even.
It's modern. It's very modern because, probably I would say 1800s.
It's just
maybe
I
right before the 1900s. That's when.
Yeah, because
during the Shaka Zulu times.
Yeah.
Before Shaka Zulu, there was no maize. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but that's So, but when it came in, they would call those wars Umfekane wars. A lot of people.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, but people, you know, these different accounts of it and these different stories about how it started, what it was about, and all of this stuff. But you know, mainly in a lot of wars, people fight for resources. That's
other people are fighting survival, other people are being greedy.
Like a lot of the times it's about resources. And at that time, I guess that was the resources. Right? Resource because of droughts and all of these things that happen. And you know, whatever. Wow, but that's how it became a staple food. And that's what you eat the amasi with.
I love how you brought that. I love how you brought that background, you know, because I was lost in the story you were telling, and then I was like, "Oh, the milk! Oh no, the milk!"
So that's
I did not know it goes like it ties in like that.
Yeah, no, a lot of people,
But
wars,
then it makes sense when you think of
wars, but some wars were fought because of that. You know? Yeah. Because that's how you would pit people against each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's easy.
I'll give you something that I know that other person
it's going to want
because it doesn't exist in this part of the world, And then once we see you with
if you say like yo,
I've never seen that before. You gotta share that with me.
Yeah.
We're a communal.
And you're like, no, it's only enough for my people
You're like,
still.
nah, it's only for, and then you're like, what?
Like, whoa, so I can't have some? Like, yeah, your people can't have it. Like, okay, we're gonna come through and take it because at first we know can have some food now. Next thing breaking out the door.
And that's how it works, you know. And people, you know, people did that.
Now it's trainers. Now we're out here selling trainers in plastic wrap, shrink wrap trainers.
You go. So that's where that comes from. But yeah, Amasi, that's what it is. You eat it with that.
Yeah.
But some people eat it with bread as well.
Yeah, bread.
So back to this cheese thing. Is it like a cottage cheese? Like, I don't know what. I still don't know what it looks like.
I think it's the way it's done because I feel like Amasi, it's just strictly natural. There's no additives like that. Whereas the other stuff, like you gotta do things to that it won't, like even normal milk.
How cheese is made. So
like even if you bought milk from the shop, you're not necessarily gonna get Amasi
because there's already things added.
They've added things like preservatives and things like that.
Rots and becomes
it's probably gonna be poisonous.
Yeah, it's probably gonna kill you.
Than the edible.
Okay.
Not kill you, but you're probably gonna have diarrhea.
Yeah, you probably won't sit right, literally.
But you're fine drinking this version, Amasi, you call it.
Yes, because it's like it's straight natural.
From
yeah.
Okay.
And it's So
to be fair, it's said to be quite rich in nutrients. I don't know.
But they found a way to also preserve it, I guess, because now these brands that make that and then they sell it, in
what do you call it?
They found a way
preservatives in it.
Yeah,
there you go. They found a way to make it. Yeah. But originally that's what it is.
Yeah. Learn something new every day. What's it?
So a lot of Southern African culture is survival culture.
And that I don't mind as much when it comes to like survival culture. So like, what I don't like, especially about the meat consumption in the UK as of now, is that it's like
greed.
It feels like it's greed. It's like, where are the innards? Like, why are people turning their nose up at like certain types of meat? How can you? It's like when people are like, oh well, I only like the white meat. Like this. I hate all of that. If you're gonna eat it, eat the whole thing. Yeah, but like, you know about like mutton and like, 'cause my family's Jamaican in it. So like when I've seen meat being eaten, it's like everything's in a pan. It's like it's just like all of it is in a pan. There's some water in it, and I'm like, oh, I'm alright, grandma. I'll just have a couple of dumplings, a bit of rice and pea. I'm alright. Today in this culture, it just feels slightly unnecessary.
We don't have to.
Because you
don't have to.
It is.
Boneless wings. Like, what does that even mean?
Boneless wings. Nope, I am not. I do.
Is boneless.
No, if I'm eating a chicken, I need to see the bones.
Is it chicken?
That's just me. Like, I'd like to see the bones.
Is it chicken?
Like,
but some of this meat, guys, I'm sorry.
I mean, to be fair, Tesco had us eating horses once upon a time. They had horse meat.
Everyone kicked off about it, and it's sort of like,
yeah, but people already. Like,
what's the difference?
Yeah.
I'm not going on my agenda anymore. But
wasn't Burger King? There was something about Burger King years back about that too, horse meat and whatnot. Yes. But I feel like that was already there. I feel like it's even right now.
We're getting
certain cases where you're not gonna know, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you seen Snoop reacting to a hot dog being made? Everyone's seen that video.
Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah, no.
Oh my God.
I saw this thing recently, meat glue.
Oh yeah, you sent me a video of some sort. That? Yeah, like they make the chicken. Like that's the bone. That's the boneless. That's the boneless wing.
They glue meat together and then they put a dye, I guess, to make it red or whatever.
Yeah.
Is it vegan?
It's steak? No.
Oh.
They're calling it chicken.
They call it
like
beef. They call it chicken and whatever, but this made up meat.
I wonder if they just.
But is it plant based? Is it real meat?
It's real meat.
Oh.
But it's glued together with glue.
It feels like you had to do more steps to get to where you're at than just kill the bird.
But beyond that, there's also now, like, what do they call it? 3D printed meat.
What the hell?
Yeah, no, it makes my heart hurt.
They glue it together to make it look like it was cut from a cow or whatever.
No, why?
So that they can trick you.
God, miss me with all of that.
It's beef, but it's not beef.
Because we're running out of room.
It's probably I don't know what it is. It's something.
Veganism now seems so unhealthy. Like with the fake everything. It's like fake meats, like fake all of this stuff. Chicken, anything that has a meat version, you can have a vegan alternative. And I feel like
That's where you...
eye tattle food.
And it's weird. I'm sorry. It's just weird.
So
if you're not gonna eat meat,
I mean,
don't eat meat. Like, why do you need a fake?
I do believe in
you know what I mean?
I like it's but hey, it goes over my head, and I'm not even being judgmental. It goes over my head.
This is just for me. This is my logic. I'm just saying, if I don't want to smoke a cigarette, I'm not gonna smoke.
But I do fucks with Linda McCartney sausages, though.
They to be fair, they are good. She does a good job.
They're decent, but like, it's not something that I have every time. I mean, to be fair, now I know what it is as well. But I eat it from time to time. But I'm not really for meat alternatives. Just because, essentially, I'd say my diet, I try to avoid anything that's processed. I guess everything is to an extent. Oh yeah, that's part of what I'm actually, like, that's also part of the fast. So it's kind of like quit anything that's processed.
That's good.
So if it doesn't come from the ground like that, I'm not fucking with it like that.
Frequencies are dead.
Yeah, but the chicken, I fucks with the chicken. I had chicken today, actually. Like chicken, I dabble. Like I do quite, I don't know, maybe it's genetics and the melanin, but I do fucks with the chicken.
Hey, chicken is a black thing. Don't listen
I did not say that. I was just, hey man, shit.
You love me some chicken, bro.
See?
Yeah.
I mean, say more, but I'm not really into the meat substitutes. I'm all right. But it's been a nice conversation.
A whirlwind of a conversation that was. How did we end with Linda McCartney sausages? I don't know.
No, we're talking meat alternatives, and I thought, wait, I'm not going to be a hypocrite, and I do eat Linda McCartney sausages. I shouldn't.
Yeah. But how does that make you a hypocrite?
Because I don't like processed things.
So you can't talk about it?
No, I can't talk about it, but when I eat it, I'm a hypocrite to myself. I'm going to go back to talking about myself. Oh, crap. So sometimes when I talk, I just be talking to myself. Okay. The people around me are the inspiration for those thoughts. Right. So it's also me breaking down the thoughts to myself.
Right.
So sometimes it's like, yes, you can question it, but I haven't really done much digging into where that thought process is going. Yeah. It's just hypothesis at the moment.
And I think that should be okay.
But we need a better...
vomit just sounds uncomfortable.
For it. But it is brain. It's just brain vomit. Like, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's just going off these triggers and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so no, like I'm not... Yeah. So I'm hypocrite to self whenever I assess my own...
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. But no, it's human nature, I guess.
I want to ask you about music.
Yes, go on.
Track that you've been bumping all week. Or album, if there is an answer to that.
What resonated this week?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, speaking about new music, we spoke about this.
Oh, yeah.
So, thank God you asked me that question because I wanted to talk about this. Because it was so heartbreaking for me.
Oh.
And I feel like I just had to talk about it right now. But anyway, new music, I'll start there. New music, No Worries. NX Worries, Anderson .Paak.
Oh, that's Knowledge. Yeah,
featuring her. Amazing song. I've had that on repeat for the past 3-4 days.
Nah, like I haven't heard it.
The only song.
Nice.
Nothing else.
Love that.
That's the only. I'm like that, and my partner hates me for it.
Same here. Like, and if you talk over it, we're starting from scratch. Don't talk over the song. Let me. I am guilty. So okay, I'll pause the music, speak, and then I take it from the top.
I'm like that as well. Like I'm very. If I like something, I'm just
Let me digest it right.
So let me hear everything, every syllable, every word.
How does it make you feel as a track?
Oh, the song is amazing, man. The song is just beautiful. It just makes me feel great. It just makes me feel... Actually, it inspired me. That's why, because I remember how I actually bumped into that song. I was watching an Anderson .Paak performance on YouTube, with these bands, whatever. And then I kind of zoned out. Not too much weed or kind of slept. And then I woke up to the song. But
what's that?
I heard it in my dreams first. Yeah. I heard it while I was sleeping in my dreams.
What a response.
Just vibing.
You know what I mean? And then when I woke up, I'm just like...
Them strings are stringing.
And it's playing and I just...
That's
been
lovely.
playing it ever since. Yeah. But another thing I wanted... Before that, though, I was listening to... Okay, there's an artist back home. His name is A.K.A from South Africa. He's probably... was the biggest South African rapper for the past, I would say maybe since 2012, right? Well, I'd say top 3. It still varies, whatever. But the guy got murdered.
Oh.
Literally a month ago, you know. And that was like just heartbreaking. Like, but I feel like
shit.
I feel like that's something to be we don't have to discuss it now, but I feel like there's an entire conversation that needs to be had just along, you know, that, you know what I mean? Like how, not just in South Africa, but even in America, you know what I mean? I don't know about, you know, UK, you don't really hear much about, you know, rappers getting killed or whatever, right? But I know that in America it happens a lot too. But I just feel like, you know, a conversation about that needs to be had because it's becoming a hip hop thing, right? It's not becoming like a musical thing where it's like, you know, musicians get murdered, whatever. It's like rappers getting murdered, you know. Yeah. I'm not in South Africa right now. I'm not in America right now, you know, but I feel like
you're watching it from outside.
You know
it's
what I mean?
like
I'm watching it from outside, and I enjoy hip hop. I enjoy the the hip hop culture. You know what I mean? I feel like I partake in it too. I make music myself. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
So you know these kind of things I feel like need to be spoken about. Anyway, the guy got murdered, and the way the case is unfolding is the interesting part, right? It's not that you know a rapper got murdered. That's not the thing. It's just everything surrounding it. You know, so years back, 2018, you know, the guy was engaged, right? Engaged, beautiful, what do you call it? Fiance, right? And she passed away, right? She jumped off a building while they were together in this hotel, right? Videos came out. One video came out before the incident, another video came out after, right? So there's 2-3 videos that came out.
I have no idea where this is going because that's the last thing I expected you to say. Okay.
I mean, so basically, I just wanna.
It ties in with depression the other week.
Okay. I just want to narrate the story.
Yeah,
we don't have to go into it.
Absolutely.
But I wanted to talk to Nate about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he thought, you know, let's save it for later type shit. So, cool. But anyway, so that happens, right? And I guess people kind of forgot about it. You know, people forget. People forgot. 2 years passed, whatever. And then the guy gets murdered, right? So when he gets murdered, this is now where the story gets interesting because now it's coming out that he's been getting death threats, right? To say, don't come to this part of the country, you know, because whatever, right? So in this part of the country, this is where this girl is from. His fiance, who was young, by the way. She was probably like 22, 21.
Raw.
And apparently, allegedly, she had, you know, mental issues or whatever, right? Text messages came out to confirm that from her dad to him.
Oh, right, okay.
To say, don't worry about her, she's nuts, stuff like that. Right? But anyway, so that happened, and then it now comes out that, oh my God, this is actually quite sad. I was grieving for like 2 weeks, and I'm so touched by it because I grew up in South Africa, like I said. I grew up to this guy, like his music, since I was a kid, type shit. You know what I mean? Just like watching Jay-Z get his head blown off on CCTV type shit. For me, that's how it feels. You know what I mean? So I just felt like I needed to talk about it. But anyway, so the guy, he has an itinerary to go to Durban, right? Go to Durban for a show. But when he's going to Durban for a show, he gets invited to a restaurant. Gets invited to this, you know, to go out to eat. Soon after that, he walks out, he meets one of his old friends who also died in the crossfire.
Raw.
And this old friend is like an old manager turned chef who just opened a restaurant to this restaurant. Yeah. Just opened it, maybe, I don't know how long ago, but it's new. He passes away as well. Now, when the news breaks, the headline was, you know, rapper, A.K.A. killed 6 shots in a car, da-da-da. Now, these headlines come, and then soon after these headlines come, you see the CCTV. The headlines came from the police.
Oh, no.
This was a police report.
Yeah.
But when you see the CCTV, he was not in any car. You know, whatever. You can put it together.
Yeah.
You know? And actually, I wanted us to watch it and react to it. That was my main
Oh
thing.
man, yeah, sorry.
But today is not the day.
Yeah,
today is not the day. I feel like the conversation was great. But that's
Wow.
I've been listening to his music, this album that it came out after he died. You know what I mean? Like, which is quite sad. He just finished an album. He's going to promote it. Passes away, and it's his best work ever. That shit sounds amazing. But R.I.P. A.K.A. I just wanted to get into people that know about the story, and I was just telling my friends here about it. But yeah, and I feel like that needs to stop, yo. That needs to stop. Yeah, like we need to stop killing it. Not even just on some rap shit, but just generally, man. Like, it's horrible. Don't let's stop this violence shit, man. Just in the black community, especially. You know what I mean? I feel like, because I got kids. You know what I mean? So thinking about it is like that.
Yeah, I definitely hear
Imagine
that.
my kids seeing me get gunned down like that.
Yeah, that ain't it.
And the guy had a daughter, bro. Can you imagine? Has. Can you imagine her watching that shit, man? But anyway, I just wanted to say that.
What was the new album called? Because I was like,
Mass Country.
Mass Country. Okay,
So Mass Country. Okay. So there's a genre in South Africa called Maskandi, which is a very Zulu term. They play strings around. Zulu traditional music is called Maskandi. It's probably one of the biggest genres in South Africa. So he called his album Mass Country. As a homage to South African music.
Yeah, it's homage to that. It's a nice twist.
It's a really good album, by the way. It's amazing. It's number one on Apple, obviously. But I've been listening to that as well.
Yeah.
Go check out the album. It's amazing.
I had no idea.
Rappers need to stop shooting.
Yeah, man, you're right. You need to stop killing. Because my thing is like, to unpack that just a little bit as well. I feel like it's also the rappers also need to kind of move different, man. You know what I mean? Not just physically moving around different, but I just mean in terms of like
circle of influence.
Certain things breed certain feelings in other people. You know what I mean? So I feel like we need to have less of that. I'm not saying that people should stop living how they live. Live how you live, man. Get it how you live. But I feel like
act right.
We have to start realizing what certain actions is breeding in the community. You know what I mean? Like breeding envy and breeding all of these things.
To be fair, like you said, it is becoming a so-called hip-hop thing. It's like, rapper's been shot. That hip-hop.
Throwaway comment.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
This person's been shot, this person's dead.
And to be fair, it's not even
was it a rapper?
Thing. It's not even a now thing. This is since Pac and Biggie. Till today, we don't know who shot them niggas. A.K.A as well, right now. They don't know who shot him. They CCTV footage live to see two people that are involved type shit, But till now, we don't know who did it.
Because there's the culture that goes alongside it, which is also
there's crazy coincidences.
Across the road is a police station.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Across the road, it's not like a real station, but like a police kiosk or police, whatever they call it.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of different elements at play here.
There's a lot of layers by the sounds of things.
But we also have a thing that's also degrading the culture, which is like we don't snitch.
Yeah.
And so then you can get away with murder, literally getting away with murder, and it's like I don't know where because something has to give. I just don't know where to start with what that thing is. It's a whole conversation.
No, but see, I feel like snitching. There's snitching. Some people don't really understand snitching or what snitching is. I feel like a bystander can snitch, and it's not called snitching. Yeah. It's just them reporting what they saw. But if we do something together.
And you go tell
fans. That's snitching. To me, like I feel like I somewhat live by that. That's also why I don't repeat people's conversations. It's like, I can't really talk. Like, I can't speak for you because I'm dry snitching. Right. I can only speak up for myself. Yeah. Like, I can't, see, that's snitching.
But I think we all agree with that.
That's what I mean about snitching. Like, so in that situation, that shooting's like, so there was no bystanders. They can say,
but bystanders catch bullets too.
That's it. That's
true. The sad thing. It's like, I just feel like, people, we just need to have more balls, right? I'm just say that. We just need to have balls to kind of stand up for ourselves. And I say this specifically to the hip hop community, black community. You know what I mean? We need to to stand up to this shit, man. I'm sorry. Like, it needs to be combated. There's no other way. And I'm not saying fight fire with fire. That's just dumb because, you know, but I'm just saying we need to now, as leaders in the community, you need to kind of stand up and draft actual ideas and draft plans or whatever to you know, combat this thing. I don't know how or whatever.
And that's the thing, is not knowing where to start with that or how, but we're the only ones who can speak to our communities, really. Yeah.
And to be fair, like, going back to why we're not recording this, there's certain teachable moments, and also it's like, yo, each one teach one. Some certain things it don't have to be handled like that.
And we are a global community now. You know what I mean? Thanks to the internet, it's kind of connected the entire world now. You know what I mean? So I'm thankful to platforms like this. You know what I mean? We can speak, and someone in Germany can hear this. Someone in America can hear this. Whatever, you know. So which is why it's important to bring up certain topics.
Yeah,
when you're talking to a large, you know. Because it is a community thing as well. People can comment, they can, you know, express their views too. Yeah. And we can have a real discussion, you know. And it's not just about having discussions, but it's about taking action too. You know what I mean? But, you know, the conversation part, I guess. Starting the conversation, right?
It's like the bravery, because you're talking about having balls. So
just
having the balls to bring up this and have a conversation about it.
And say, yo, we shouldn't, it ain't right. It's humans, once again. It's humans.
Yeah, we're too scared, man. We're too scared to tell the truth. Not just on that, but on just everything in life. You know, everything we've touched on. A lot of people are afraid to have these discussions because you don't want to
upset someone.
Or come across a certain way.
How are we ever going to learn? You know what I mean? If I can't express what I think about a certain thing and be corrected if
because I mean, not disrespect, it's just
that's fine, but and I feel like, you know, but it is happening though, to be fair. It is happening right now, you know what I mean? Like platforms like this, you know, there's people talking about things, and you know, we know certain things because of the internet.
There is some sort of
I feel like it's happening, but you know, something needs to give, man.
Absolutely. Well said.
Okay. So what about you? What track have you been sitting on? I know you've been sitting on movies. You've mentioned them.
Man. I've been, no, I don't know what I've been listening to. Hang on. Cut.
Okay, while you looking? Okay, go.
My answer to that question, though, I don't even necessarily need to. I have been listening to.
She's got an entire playlist all the time. Every time I ask you, because the last time I was here as well, I was like, "Oh, what you been listening?" I have no time.
So where do I go? Which one did I play the most?
I'm just going to go to the last track that was added to, what month are we in? March 2023. Weather Confetti by Jev or JEV. I don't even know who that is or like how this track was found, but it's really good. I really like it. That was just the last song that was added to that playlist. But March 2023 is a hot mess of music, because right above that is Love Like This by Faith Evans. So I don't know where we've gone to on this playlist, but
I feel like I should check.
I don't have a punchy sweeping statement to go with my track of the day, but it's going to be that one. Where's Confetti? Yeah. What about you? As you scour the phone.
So actually I haven't listened to that song, but the last song I should download and listen to was Palmdale Afro Man. Don't ask. It goes like it's Lawrence's birthday today, and that was a song. Like I woke up today and it just thought, oh, like you know, when you wake up, you start singing a random song. So the song that popped into my head was it's that crazy rap called 45 and 2 zigzags, baby. That's all you need. Yeah, that was the song today that I woke up to. But ultimately, the song that I've been bumping all week. Let's see. It's a kind of playlist. But actually, the last song we played in the car. Yeah, let's say that one. That was
I think that's
Cocaine. I really love that album.
So, no, I actually thought you were talking about Joe Budden.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Bro,
yeah, we can talk about Joey too.
Yeah, I'm listening to that song.
It's from the playlist that I created, the Zen playlist. Oh yeah, like see that like the music that we're playing on the way. That's the music that brings me back to my Zen, or just.
Nick's Zen playlist is pretty aggressive.
That song is.
We love it.
But see how it comes out. Like, that's nice.
I'm a rapper, so I'm in love with the beat more. You know, when I heard the beat, I was like,
yeah.
See.
Yeah, nah.
So I am better than everybody.
Rappers.
Goddamn rappers.
And then another rapper's going, no, you ain't. And then start beefing. No, put it on the mic. Stop using the guns. Just put it on the mic if you think it's better. But
definitely one of the best for sure.
yeah, but let's say just to you guys finish it up. For me, it was
Excuse me.
the last song was Cocaine, Royce the 5'9". Really love that song, and that's the first song on the playlist. And I really like that song. I like Royce the 5'9". We're actually talking about him. Yeah, we're talking about him. Especially his later stuff. Crazy. It's a lot more relatable than Bad Meets Evil.
Yeah, I think, rappers like Royce, rappers like Eminem, the metaphorical rappers, I feel like they hit a ceiling at some point in their careers, right? And then it's either you're going to continue with this rap stuff, and then, you drift into this, like, what's the word you just use right now? English.
Void. I want to say void. No?
Limbo.
You kind of lose the crowd, I guess.
Right.
You kind of lose. People kind of get detached because you're no longer talking to the people, but you're chasing this puzzle that you're doing,
So you've lost the artist. He's no longer relatable to what used to relate.
Relatable is the word I was looking for. But yes.
Yeah.
Or would you do the Royce thing where he's less complicated?
It's like, no, I'm going to do me and grow, and then ultimately everything else goes.
So I like Royce's trajectory.
So this is
Eminem's.
That's what I mean. Yeah. No, actually, that's a good time. But then, sorry, I'm just going to ask. We mentioned Pusha T before we started recording. Yeah. Do you think that's what happened in this new album? Because I haven't really digested the new album, but I know it's there.
I think with this album, the songs were very short. He had very short songs.
But he did that in the previous one, in the one with Infrared. The previous one, the Whitney Houston cover. That one is A1.
That was like.
But he had short songs though.
Yes, and that's what I loved about it because they were short and sweet. Yeah. Whereas with this one, the songs were short, but the ideas for me, I feel like were not all the way connected. You know what I mean? Like when you listen to that album. You can tell there's a beginning and end. You can tell that, it came full circle. When you listen to the instrumentation.
Wait, who produced the latest album?
You know what the aim for this thing is. You know what I mean? Even with the song Infrared. We all know the Drake beef, whatever. We know what it was about. You know what I mean? Whereas with this one, it was Cocaine Push, right? We know Cocaine Push, whatever. But there was no story to it. Attached to
that's what I was going to ask you. Who exactly?
The bars were there. The beat was amazing.
Like an body of art.
But there was no story like that I could attach this thing.
You can't digest it as a full body of work.
It sounds good, but there's no feeling, right? Like I can't attach a feeling to it.
Yeah.
So it's not memorable, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
you detach from whatever the subject area
when
is.
I heard it, I listened to it multiple times. It was amazing, but I feel like he missed it somewhere in terms of like content-wise, putting it to the idea of it.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Who was the producer? Because I think the last, but it was the same ones in the last one.
And also, I feel like there was a lot of things to kind of shadow the whole thing. Because when did you release it? Last year, right? Mr. Morale was coming out.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
What
You're gonna struggle dropping out.
Yeah, where you gonna fit in that scope?
After.
Yeah.
And I feel like
people are still eating on that.
Drake, Certified Lover Boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And those albums had stories attached to them. It wasn't just good music, but it was good music.
Hey, literally.
Stories.
Sorry. Yeah, shout out the label.
Okay.
Sorry.
Ooh.
It was good music. Did you know? Oh, come on. You didn't realize you're on bar. Damn it. Okay. The label Pusha is good music.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just caught up to that. But yeah, I feel like Pusha's album had no story to it. So hence people didn't really care. It was really good, but there was no, And also at that time, the Baby Keems coming out.
Yeah.
The story is what? Kendrick's cousin. You know what I mean?
To be fair, I went to say it's good. The kid is good.
Like, it's good too. So yeah.
True.
So there's some excitement.
There was a lot of shadows.
Pusha T, there was no excitement for his album. People want to listen. People want to listen to it because
but I like Push, man.
Because it's Push, and I'm not saying it's not good.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
I hear you.
But I just feel like it wasn't all the way right.
It should have came out when it's quieter.
Right? If it was silent, Kendrick's not
To be
dropping.
fair, that's when like
Drake's not dropping, but you're dropping with these heavyweights, and your thing has no story to it. Like, come on, bro. You're playing in the big leagues right now. People are into the storyline. They want to attach themselves to this.
We want to understand, feel like we can relate.
People want to have memes about your shit. People want to, you know what I mean? So if you don't have none of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Certified Lover Boy was an entire meme. Like,
yeah, it was a meme. It was a meme.
Also,
I never listened to it.
It's memorable.
Bring that to the table.
I only like one song, I don't know. But it's memorable though. You will remember when it came out. You remember what was going on because of the story.
Yeah, there's a timestamp.
To Ghana, back, you know what I mean? It's like, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Pusha T, I sell drugs. Okay, you sold drugs. I'm not shitting.
No, man, he's been pushing Kane for a while. No. I just thought, no. Did you just say I like push? I like push.
Yo.
Like the cocaine bars hit hard. If you flip him and make him whatever.
Come on, bro. You know what I mean?
That beat.
Exodus, what was that song?
With Kendrick, yeah.
No, the Exodus song where he dissed Wayne.
Common. He dissed Common as well.
There was a story there.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? People are attached to things like that, but if there's no story.
Yeah, now Pusha needs to choose violence.
In those big leagues.
Yeah, he needs to choose violence because that's what he's good at.
He needs to come attack everybody.
But no, don't kill anyone though. Just his bars.
Kill everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Like, you know,
never considered the timing of it at all.
But the timing was but the album was good. I prefer the one before Daytona. That one was crazy. You should have just let Kanye do the whole thing. Plus, Kanye was going through his shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Kanye was dropping. Wasn't he dropping?
You remember that, like these people who we idolize, just humans also going through their shit. Like it makes it.
Oh yeah.
What you're saying makes an awful lot of sense.
That's what I'm saying. He's going through his stuff. You know what I mean?
So his head is not fully
there to kind of support you fully.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You feel like the label's not doing because apparently he's leaving good music.
Yeah, I heard that because he was the president.
Kind of tension there as well.
He's the president.
How long this tension has been there?
True.
Could have been because of the last album.
And maybe,
bro, I did this great work, but nobody cared. You know.
So maybe when you pair all those things together and listen to the album back, there's almost that feeling of like sorrow in the whole thing. Like it might change how you listen to the album when you think about all the human elements.
I feel like it was a missed opportunity for the momentum, right? Because he just came off Daytona.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Daytona was
fire. He'd be on a streak like Nas is.
Nas. King's Disease.
The first one, amazing. Second one, amazing.
That's Michael.
Nas's comeback. He's with Hit Boy. Hit Boy is doing beats for everybody right now. Benny the Butcher did an album with Benny, you know? He's moving. Whereas, you know, the people that worked with Pusha, you know, his producers, you know, Pharrell,
everything just imploded a little bit. No, Pharrell just became the director in is it Chanel or Gucci?
What does that have to? What does that have to do with the music?
But
that's what I mean. It might take away.
There's a lot more going on.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna. Yes. That's what I mean. So in terms of push, like, so that's like, okay, maybe the circle of influence wasn't really as dedicated because of their extracurricular activities.
When like he dropped some clips of him making the music, and it didn't feel right. You watch those clips back. You know what I mean? When it was Pharrell. Yeah. And you know, there was another clip where you know. He was playing a whole verse for Kendrick, you know, all of that stuff. But you can feel the energy sometimes just watching that. Okay, they feeling it because it's push, and everyone's like, okay, and it's
not push, man.
No, listen to what I'm saying.
Sorry for the body movement. I don't know. I wanted to move my limbs, but that's all I got.
I love push, bro, but I just feel like this was a missed opportunity. It was a misplaced.
Can push.
You should have waited.
Sweet
you didn't have to rush
Serenade.
that. You could have waited for the Mr. Morale thing. Because I feel like as well, you know, rappers do this thing of like trying to put themselves against the best to make them look like they're part of the top 10 or whatever. You know?
Here's the question.
It's like when people ask you questions like, or ask rappers questions like, you know, who do you think on the song with you? You know, stuff like that, you know. And then they mention these big names because they want to be put in that light. Like when they're asking them about verses, who would you do a verses with? It's
like, nah, no one can match me. Yeah.
Like, bro, do a verses with Hov?
Really? What's your catalog?
Like that kind of thing. But they say things like that because they want to be put in this thing. So I feel like with Push, he knew these releases.
Circle of influence. You know? Circle of influence.
Also at the same time, there's beef with him and Drake because of the Kanye thing, the Drake beef. You know, there was that beef.
Yeah. Like,
so I feel like he was just pushing that narrative.
Yeah, push. He was pushing T.
I wouldn't be the one who said that.
Oh, sorry, I am no borderline corny.
I feel like it was sad because if that album dropped even a year later or a year before, it would have.
If it
would have bad, it would have been like.
Yeah, sorry, I was just thinking the circle of influence because remember, I feel like going back to the fact that it's actually Kanye. Because remember, Kanye once upon a time he did the whole thing. He was like, when 50 was the hardest dude like in music. Kanye was like, nah, I can compete. I'm going to release my album the same day you release yours.
But, you see, you have to look at what was...
But Kanye was...
You have to look at the context of the situation. Because now, Kanye is on a... Right? He's on an up and up. So he just did late registration. He just did college dropout.
That's true. And he just Jay-Z's album.
Blueprint. You know
Blueprint. He's
H to the Izzo.
He did all that.
So he's hot. Whereas 50, he also just came off Get Rich or Die Trying. Massacre. He just did the G-Unit album.
G-Unit, and then also
he's writing for Game as well. Game's album, all of this stuff.
He wasn't writing all of it. I'm a big fan of Game.
He didn't write all of it. I don't think he wrote all of it, but I think the ideas for the song.
Oh yeah, Fit is very good with the chorus.
It sounded like
or the hook,
you know what I mean. But I feel like with 50 Cent, he was burnt out at that point.
So you think 50 needed it more?
50 needed that more because 50's on his way out. He just had his run. He's at the tail end of his run, whereas Kanye is in the middle. He's like try me.
I'm bubbling up right now. Yeah, okay.
And for us as listeners, it was a very smooth transition. To be fair, if you're talking about tail end and front end,
because if you think about it, before that, we're all listening to 50. We're all listening to that hard shit, the street shit. You know what I mean?
Clickety clank. The backpackers.
Soon as that,
I remember 106 in Park. Jesus.
It was
taking me to kid days.
For the street niggas. It was now the backpackers, the nerdy guys.
Yeah, they are school kids came through. Like,
it opened, the floodgates for the Kid Cuddies, for the Drakes, for the, you know what I mean, to come in with that type of sound.
And where we are now, shout out Kanye.
And now we're here, thanks to Kanye. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But I feel like that was an unfair battle. It was very unfair for 50. He was never going to win that.
But he came close.
He was never.
But he was.
Because
look at the numbers too.
The numbers were quite close.
From a legacy wise, like they're both massive.
Oh yeah, I mean, the things worked out for them.
I guess I'm talking culturally.
Yeah,
because you have to think about what people are into at that time.
Yeah.
Nobody really cares about like street shit no more.
Yeah,
not like that.
Time, we care about like the Lil Waynes and you know what I mean, like the swag niggas. That's what we care
be
about.
relatable.
We care about your culture.
Yeah.
So if you're telling us about massacring niggas, we just want to talk about going to school with our polo shirt.
Yeah, let's talk about graduation day.
But like, think about his legacy. Like, kids now still know 50. Like, he's stuck. He's going anywhere.
But you see, 50 is not known because of his like album sales or playing on radio. He's known for song placements. He's known for his song being in a nice scene in a movie. And I remember in the club playing during this movie. So hence I know 50 Cent. You know what I mean? Like he's more so known for things that are attached to his music more than his music, I guess.
To be fair, also the fact that he's
a rapper, it's more so about him being on TV.
Also being shot 9 times.
Shit.
He has the highlights.
Street shit.
He's got the highlights. He's got the highlights.
He's more. I mean, I guess that's what gave him the thing, right? It's like he's a real street guy. Like he beefed with real street guys. Like there was no fake shit. So I guess that's what made him blow up. The story behind it was so powerful that the music is also good and it feels like
and to be fair, it's a lot more believable when you look at the actual story. It's like whoa, like this happens. Like yo,
makes sense.
I mean, personally, I think it's quite a nice thing that we've moved away from the idea that like these people with like this street reputation.
Yeah, but people are still playing guns. People are still playing guns.
They're playing now, but I feel like you spot it from a mile away. You're just like, who gives a shit still? Because I know that's for you, but like the majority
for me, it's like just
really
either stop it or take it away from me.
But to be fair, it's because I always say this: we are in a different period now, right? We are no longer the young people taking that music as young as we were, I guess. When you first started listening to the shit, you're not 15 like the 15-year-old is now, true. Right? He's more impressionable than you are.
Yeah.
So you from a mile away, you're like, right? But that 15-year-old is now, Yes, God.
To be fair, that's the rebel age or whatever.
You know what I mean? It's exciting.
It's hard. It's a movie to them.
We look back and we're kind of like, come on, who do we think we are?
Because we've been there. We already had the Snoops. We already had the Tupacs, and we already seen it all. So by the time it comes around again, it's no longer exciting for us. And it's coming around in a time where everything is in your face.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Everything is right now, the internet, whatever, everything is quick. So even the deaths with rappers dying now, it's not like back in the day it was just 2 big rappers. Now big rappers dying every day, every month. There's a
bubbling like there's no the whole spectrum.
It's accelerated now. So it's even worse now than it was back then. You know, which is sad.
Yeah.
But these kids don't know no better because they're growing up in this time.
Because maybe it's just my perspective of being like older.
Yeah, we've seen it before, so hence we can be like, when you see it now.
Because now it's like these kids.
To be fair, let's give a shout out to the artists like J. Cole and Kendrick, King Kenny, because they grew up with us in terms of they stayed relevant or relatable throughout our life experiences.
To the end. Because
I rate them like
that's the music that lasts as well, right? It's like real life music.
Yeah.
And by life music, I mean like widely relatable.
It's relatable, it resonates.
Street stuff, I can relate because I've seen it on TV.
Yeah.
I can relate maybe because I come from a bad neighborhood.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
There's said I want to fold clothes for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God.
How many guys are out there thinking the same thing? Many guys, you know. But a lot of people think because they have the monopoly on the industry, they can do whatever they want to do with it. But you know, I feel like there's many.
Actually, shout out to Tyler as well. Sorry.
Yes,
because Tyler came in, was telling us to burn everything, fuck school. But now he's.
Yeah, I think Tyler was.
Tyler said shit that no one is supposed to say.
He was eating
especially
roaches.
You're not supposed to say shit like that because people are gonna get upset, and he upset everyone just to be like, okay,
Tyler was
was
the black white kid.
Yeah.
And that's what he said even on his songs. He's like, he felt like when he was with these
I was raised in the
friends,
suburbs and I was that's
when he's with
Tyler,
his white friends, he's too black.
Tyler said a lot of shit that I was thinking. And like me and know me brothers are thinking.
Tyler was very relatable. Like the Odd Future time.
Yeah.
And now he's storytelling, making beats like it's like a joke. Like he's just incredible. But yeah, art school kids again, like coming through.
Yeah, because they understand what art is, right? Like he understood. Because what I like about Tyler and the Kendricks and the J. Coles, they're
and the Max, R.I.P.
who they are in that moment.
Yeah,
Tyler was a kid. He was true to being a kid.
Yeah, being the rebel,
like crazy shit, whatever.
Yeah.
He was true to that.
Yeah,
and you know, in his music, he wasn't trying to pander to a certain crowd to say, "I'm gonna make music for these people." No, he was just making music according
what
to
feels
who
good.
He was
absolutely.
Moment, and which is why it resonated. You know, because who he was existing in the same time we're existing in. So whatever he's rapping about will relate to because we're living in that same time.
Yeah.
So I feel like, you know, musicians need to start doing that. You know what I mean? Like talk about be you. Because in you being you is relatable. Because you exist in a time that we all existing in. Right
and
now.
that's where Pusha missed the mark.
Well said.
Pusha T, so I'm still I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's why Pusha T missed the mark. It's all good, man. It's all good. Hey, the handshake, see, respect, like yo, I mean no harm. But it's okay.
Saying, you know, like how I see it. Like,
man, I'll try to digest it because, like I said, I think I like
the Pharrell beats on.
Yeah, I feel like I breezed through it, and there wasn't anything that's like ooh. Like there wasn't. I didn't have that many.
Listen again.
Yeah, I listened to it.
Especially the beats. Oh, listen again. Bro.
Yeah, but I mean, like for the Pharrells, man, that's another goat, right? Yeah, we're gonna end. Yeah. But I guess we've covered music.
We covered music. Yeah.
Oh, actually, let me add one more thing because the last time I was here, I remember we were talking a lot about Mr. Morale.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you, how do you feel about the album today, since it came out?
Interesting question. How do I feel about it as of right now?
As of right now, today.
I am in a state of hibernation away from the album. So I am going to give it like 4 or 5 more months where I'm not really going to touch it because I have burnt the album to a crisp, to an absolute crisp.
I agree.
That's what I'm asking.
But as soon as I hear Rich Nigga broke from that,
do you know that thing? You know that thing when you come back to it and you hear a track again? Like I'm so excited to just hear it and be like, who's playing that? I need to give myself a minute. A couple of months where I just don't touch the album at all, but I'd love that album.
I love when you cut
so
me out.
Much. Stop.
One question. Do you think J. Cole is falling off?
That's why I downloaded one song and one song only, and I can't wait to listen to it. But the Adonis interlude.
No, I do not.
It's a soundtrack.
You don't think it's falling off?
If we're talking about from
creatively,
creatively, absolutely.
The album was good. The fall off. Sorry.
Let me. I want to phrase my question properly because I feel like I asked it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Okay. since Forest Hill Drive, right, till now, do you think J. Cole has grown as an artist? Do you think he's hit the ceiling, or do you think he's covering new ground as an artist?
He's covering new ground.
How so?
How so? When you stop at Forest Hill Drive, he was rapping on his own beats. Since then, he's been dabbling. He's been open-minded and working with other producers. Okay. So, like, example, and I'm glad that you said, has he fallen off? Because what was the last album called? Oh, chat. There you go. It's a funny, it's a nice double meaning. But on that album, I feel like he did what Nas did, right, on the King's Disease. I feel like if J. Cole gave us the fall off, like all the season, well, not straight after. He can wait, but sort of in the same realm, similar to Nas. Now coming back to J. Cole is the fact that I feel like J. Cole on the fourth season of the fall off, he was just flexing his muscles because that boy is rapping on that, and you cannot deny what he was doing on that. And I feel like the other people's beats actually pushed him a little more than his own. Okay. That's just me.
What do you think?
Because it seems like you disagree.
I'll tell you what I think. I'll be honest. But I just want to finish my line of questioning. Since Forest Hill Drive till now, is there any J. Cole song that's made you feel anything?
Yes, Middle Child.
Middle Child made you feel something?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the only one?
I'm really terrible with song names.
I'm going to be totally different with my response to this. No, I don't seek out J. Cole at all. J. Cole falls into my ears, amazing, but I don't actively seek out J. Cole or J. Cole's music. As a human and as a musician and as a maker, massive respect. I feel like he brings people up. He's incredible. Songwriter, performer, all of it, full works. I just don't seek J. Cole out.
Why?
I have no idea. I genuinely can't answer that question at all for you. I just don't feel like he has the same level of excitement. He doesn't bring the same level of excitement as some other artists that I'm like seeking out. Plus, as I've said on this podcast many times, like I don't ever really listen to an album just straight up. Like I find songs and I'd like to scour the environment for tracks that I like the sound of. And J. Cole's just not one of those people that I'll ever...
It doesn't reel you in. It doesn't reel you in.
Reel me in, no.
Okay, so you're saying Middle Child like stuck with...
Yeah, that's one that just popped into my head straight away. But I'm sure there's many there's a few that like that hit. Okay. Sounds like you disagree, man. No,
I didn't say...
No, by the way, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with disagreeing. No, I mean... I'm just hurt.
No, I love Cole.
Like, yo, that's
I think Cole is obviously... one of the leaders of our generation. Him, Kendrick, and Drake are pretty much top three. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, in no particular. Yeah, because I don't. In no particular. I respect.
Absolutely no particular order.
I respect what Drake is doing.
In an order. Actually, fuck that order, bro.
So wait, what's the order?
Kendrick is definitely number one.
Okay. Yeah. We agree.
Second. Oh, it shouldn't be up for debate. You shouldn't be pondering that long.
No, Drake is 3.
Yeah.
J. Cole 2.
I feel like...
And the reason I say that is because Drake doesn't write everything.
Are we not going to throw Tyler on this list of 3? I want Drake off. I know he's massive. I
feel like Tyler exists in a different realm.
Tyler is great. In terms of music creation, as a creator, we can put him up there. But in terms of how many people resonate with his music... It's
too
niche.
It's niche. Yeah, I think it's niche.
I feel like Tyler... I don't know how to say this without getting cancelled, so I'm not going to say it.
Say it.
But yeah,
we don't do
I feel that his music is too much of niche.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I just heard what you were saying without you saying it.
I think
it's too niche.
Yeah.
It's too niche.
Yeah, keep using the word niche.
Yeah, let's stick to niche.
Leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Drake is number 3. And Drake is only 3 because of...
By default.
Like, what he's done.
Yeah, what he's done, his catalog and like the body of work that he presents, even though it's not all of his, but it's like...
In this time,
I feel like he falls... Like, out of respect, I feel like he just... It's like,
he's the reason for a lot of the things that's going on now.
In a good way.
No, I'm just saying like culturally.
Yeah.
Musically.
That's what...
I feel like him, Kanye...
I agree.
Cudi. Who else during that time?
No...
Him, Kanye, Cudi.
To be fair, you can argue that ASAP.
The drivers.
Yeah,
ASAP Rocky. Like, similar drive. Well, in my opinion.
What do you mean?
Like, sort of...
A$AP Rocky was making sounds that I'd never really heard before.
Like he falls off. I feel like he falls. I feel like he falls in that realm.
I feel like he falls in that Tyler realm.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like he's got a niche thing going on.
But they work together a lot, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. Which is why they gravitate because they know that we're different. We're not. So our thing is going to be for people. Yeah. Whereas Cole represents the regular man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to fall close for you. That's the regular man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kendrick also represents.
Is that why he falls off to you? Like that's why he fell off to you because he's too regular. It's like
he is holding clothes.
I'm holding clothes, bro.
It's like man, talk about something else.
I'm that guy. Bro.
It's like talk about something else. Why is he fall? He
I'm
fell
that
off.
guy. But I just feel I don't think he should change his subject matter. I'm not saying he should change anything. Like it's working. Right?
It's Jermaine.
But I just feel like
Jermaine Cole. Sorry.
I just feel like he's
got triggered so easily.
Okay.
Creatively. I feel like, not that he's hit it, but I feel, because I don't know what he has coming next, right? But so far, since Forest Hill Drive, what was the one he did after that? Was it For Your Eyes Only? Where it was black and white cover? He's got the big hair and he's just facing that way. It's written.
No, sorry.
I forgot what the name was.
For Your Eyes Only. I love that album. I have my reasons.
One song on that album. For me. Only one song.
What's
that other one where he had the crown on? Where it was like colorful. The album cover was very colorful. We dissed, what's his name? The little kid with the colorful hair. 1980 something, the name of the song. Where it was a diss track to Lil Pump. Where he's telling Lil Pump how to
I remember the beat. Yeah,
yeah. You know.
Listen, yeah, little man. Yeah.
Do you remember any song from that album?
Yeah, funny enough, I feel like
you're talking about.
No. Like, I know the album, and I feel like there's a song from that album in my Zen playlist.
Do you remember a song from Mr. Morale?
I love when niggas call me out. Like for real, man. Come on, how are you gonna really test me?
Do you have to go through your list?
No, I just told you. Count me out. Sorry. Nah, man. Like, don't do Jermaine like that. Jermaine.
Look at you going. I need to fight. But if I ask you about Kendrick, you were here quick. If I ask you about someone, you were here quick. Why?
Because it feels revolutionary.
Exactly.
Brave and bold.
It feels brave.
He's conquering something.
Different. It feels
J. Cole
Window Pane.
is amazing.
Window Pane. I love that song. It's in my Zen playlist.
Yeah, but you had to look for it.
I don't remember song names. I'm really terrible. I'm really terrible at song names.
So you're telling me you can't name one, two. Actually,
here's the thing. He doesn't.
You're telling me you can't name 4 songs from Mr. Morale.
Here's the thing. Mr. Morale is too easy because it's
you're
like.
You're telling me you can't name 4 songs from To Pimp a Butterfly. You're telling me you can't name
so now you're testing me.
From Section 80. You're telling me you can't name 4 songs from his first album.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
point
fair.
Made.
Yeah.
But
I'm really terrible with names.
I'm not even in debate with your point.
Damn, man, leave me alone.
So basically here what I'm trying to say is Kendrick is the best.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
Because there's that debate of whole.
That's not it. I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
Kendrick is definitely the best.
But J. Cole just resonates a lot more than Drake does, in my opinion. But Drake, I can respect what he's done. Fair enough.
You mean to you?
Yeah, to me. It's like, you know what? Drake, fair enough. Funny enough, I don't even listen to Drake.
Songs from Drake's
albums. I think the last
Drake's
album.
Not even trying to speak to Drake.
He's not talking to us.
Definitely not speaking to me. Like 100%. Not a single word out of his mouth is directed towards me.
You think so?
100%.
There's one song. So Far Gone.
Oh, So Far Gone. Yeah. That's when it was relatable.
Any song?
No, the thing is, there's some Drake songs that I can't resist.
Which Drake do you prefer? Singing Drake or rapper Drake?
Neither. Okay, here's like. I know. It sounds terrible. It sounds terrible.
So you guys telling me you don't like?
No, there are Drake songs that I really.
Because I feel like you're being pretentious.
But then again,
no. Okay, here's the thing. Okay,
let me say one thing. I don't like Drake. I like 40, who produced.
Oh, 40. Musically, it's sick.
Okay.
But at the same time, I feel like remember the conversation we said about rice cakes.
Who?
Rice cakes. So it's not someone. It's like I feel like Drake.
I thought there was a rapper called Rice Cake.
No. I feel like yeah, they should be rice cakes. I feel like Drake's music is like eating rice cakes, right? Mm-hmm. Because rice cakes that don't really fill you up. It's just you're eating something, but it's not really.
It's nice, but it's not.
It's meh. Like, that's what I mean.
Nourishment.
So
You'll be
now,
hungry again in a bit, but like it's
Exactly.
a rice cake, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's a fair assessment.
yeah, that's how I
It's
say it.
different flavors,
Yeah.
but it's just a rice cake, isn't
It's
it?
a rice cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then the likes of, to me, the likes of Jermaine and Kendrick, that's like a whole meal. It's like, oh, I'm gonna leave here with some.
Soul food.
Yeah, like
You're
so
here with the
you're telling
highest.
me
even Big Crit. I'll put Big Crit in there for me.
people sleep on Big Crit, bro.
Big Crit. Ooh,
People sleep.
he's.
I am one of the sleepers.
Please wake up.
Give me an album.
I think the reason they sleep on him is too south, maybe
yeah, maybe.
to Atlanta. But no, actually, that's not real because
Too
Outkast
country.
was not slept on, and they are very country. They were very like south. They were not slept on. Whereas Big Crit, I feel like maybe it's a label thing, maybe his label situations. Because every time he's switching from this label to that label, new management, whatever, that kind of throws.
Yeah.
You lose momentum.
Yeah.
Get it,
But
like,
so you guys saying, what's that album? So you're telling me Pound Cake didn't touch your soul?
What's pancake?
Cake. Just go
Drake.
to and go to Pound Cake with Jay-Z. That didn't even like.
That was cool.
That didn't touch you one bit.
Drake's voice does nothing for me. Honestly, his voice does nothing for me. Beats.
Because I'm trying to. I guess what I'm trying to get to the bottom. I'm trying to
Okay,
get to the
like,
bottom.
like, you know what?
You guys don't
Okay,
like him.
okay.
Drake's album's 40 all the way. Insane. Incredible.
Musically,
Drake is the perfect performer for like. So he's like this canvas.
everything's
Producers
just
can just be like,
great.
do this.
Everything's
do this,
just
and he's amazing at performing. Like he's an amazing performer. As an artist, I don't care for him at all.
And that's a fair.
Yeah, at all.
I
I just don't think it's
So
not
he
for the
doesn't.
soul.
So in your personal top 5,
I'm trying to find.
Absolutely not. No way. He's not. I don't think he's in the top 40. Oh, sorry, I'm saying 40 so many times. He's not in my top 50.
That is.
Sorry, I just look like songs by Drake. 4. I only have 4 songs that I like by Drake.
I probably have the
crazy
same
to
4
me.
songs, you know.
And holy shit.
4. You have 7,000 songs on your
You
playlist.
telling me this wasn't classic, bro?
I really like. No. This was a dope
This
album.
wasn't.
But I feel like no. That's what I mean. I used to like Drake. That's when you lost me.
After that,
Yeah,
okay.
that's when it just went
Yeah,
to
I think
pastures. That
the album after that. Was
What's
still
that?
good for me?
what was that
That
album?
Worst Behavior.
I actually have-
Pound Cake,
Worse.
This one.
Yeah. I have worse
After
behavior.
this album,
I have 18.
See, I have one song.
songs like Drake. It's actually 18.
All right.
after this album,
And see, emotionless. I like that song as well.
okay.
I think it might make it to my Zen. But that's 4 songs. Raw. Sorry.
Underground Kings, bro. That's
See, that's all I have. That's what I mean. Oh, that like see that's it. I feel like Drake got too perfect for me to like him.
yeah, man. It kind of felt like he wasn't risking anything. It just felt like you're not trying to reach higher heights.
It
You're
just-
just trying to maintain this shiny car that you're driving.
And I felt like he was keeping up with everything anyway.
You
And-
don't want to go further. You just want to keep it here, and that's how.
Yeah,
I feel
so
about
nah.
it. So,
Okay.
but you know what? I would still put him in my top 3.
Yeah, I gotta respect
Put
it.
him in my top 3.
It
Just
makes
for-
sense. Like I understand.
Yeah, for the work he's put in, for the influence, for the
Have you seen his
Inspiration.
Nardwuar interview? Have you watched that before?
no.
He does an interview with Nardwuar, and obviously the whole thing's about music.
Nardwuar.
Watch
He's
it. Just watch it. Like watch it with the idea that Nardwuar knows that he doesn't really understand what he's talking about. And I feel like the whole time Nardwuar's playing this game with him of like, do you know who this is? Like, and like 40's in the room while he's having this interview.
40's just saying, don't say.
It's so uncomfortable to watch because Drake
Really?
has no idea what he's talking about. At one point, Nardwuar's like, do you know who he is? Talking about 40, like, do you know what he's produced? Do you know who his parents are? Like, do you know his
you know
background?
anything?
And he was like,
Yeah.
yeah. He has no idea. He just shows up because he's his perfect
Is
vessel.
it easy an
to
industry
perform.
plant? No,
He
I'm
doesn't
joking,
know.
I'm joking, I'm
I
I
don't
do
think he
think
knows
he's a
what's going
performer.
on.
I
Oh
do
yeah,
think-
don't
You're right. He's just.
So when we're talking about artists,
and-
musicians as artists, then it's like respect the art. And I feel like for him, he's coming into this because he looks a certain way and he speaks a certain way and he's connected.
He fits
in a
the
certain
bill.
way,
He fits the
and
bill in
fits the
certain.
So perfect.
It's so easy to market.
perfectly.
So marketable.
And I hate that.
Like women love him. It's easy.
It's like plastic.
Yeah, like women
I
like him.
don't
It's
like
easy to
it.
sell that because
And because it's so easy, it gives me nothing.
Rice cakes.
Coming from the soul, where?
Rice cakes.
It's a rice cake.
Sorry, Dre. Like, fair play to you. That's your art form.
Do you? But it's not for me. It's a no.
Yeah,
for me.
yeah. Doesn't resonate over here.
It's a big no from me. Even with 18 like songs.
I used to hate Drake. But I ended up liking Drake. Yeah, I was one of those guys that I don't do Drake.
That's okay.
Drake.
But after a while, man, I won't lie, I started vibing. You know what I mean? After Take Care and then after that, it kind of got weird. I was like, cool, you know. Now just even if a nice song pops up, I'll listen to it.
Oh no, like, I know that like if you hear me in the clubs, gonna be like, is this Drake? Yeah. Oh, sick. This is a nice.
But I don't think he stands on anything. Like he has no. I stand on this as an artist.
Who is
this
he?
is mine.
Yeah.
He's just more so.
I don't think
just
he's an
living
artist.
this rap life. You know what I mean? Like he's just here.
He's not the regular Joe. He's not Mr. Morale. He's
here
just
for a good time.
Yeah.
I feel that way, and that's what I like about Drake. The fact that he's honest about that. He doesn't try to, you know what I mean. At some point, he did try to be, I'm one of the but now he kind of gets it, especially after the whole Meek Mill beef and Pusha. They're all beefing him for the same thing that he doesn't write his lyrics. I think. Correct this guy.
No, but like
I think that's what it was, you know?
That was a really terrible video. It was a freestyle. I can't remember the DJ. Drake was sitting there on his phone and the beat was playing. Like, I say, oh shit. Oh, you just changed it on me. Oh.
I say,
Okay. I say, it was terrible. It's like, please recite any song. Just anything will do.
Lovely vessel of a human. Great. But artist, no.
Yeah.
No, great performer.
I agree with you.
Performing is an art form in itself.
But then again, if you think about
it, like music.
Yeah, but then again, he does come from being an actor, so it does tie in. So fair play.
It makes sense.
He's acting.
Yeah, so it's like, you know what? If you do understand that, then it's like, you know what? Fair enough. Yeah.
That camera stem.
He's acting.
Yeah.
He's playing the role well. He's playing the role very well.
But it does feel like it feels like he's just playing this character.
It's painful to watch when you kind of get that, but watch the Nadwa thing. Like
I'll definitely check it out.
I'll definitely watch that.
Oh, it's fascinating.
I've seen clips, obviously, like on you know.
I know who Nadwa is, but not.
No, like of the Drake interview. I've seen clips, but I never watched the entire thing.
Yeah, give it a go.
Yeah,
but I've never noticed that. Yeah. But no, Kendrick is the best, guys.
And then while you're at it, if you watch your Nadwa videos, you may as well watch the Nadwa versus Eric Andre one. That's the most uncomfortable YouTube video I've ever watched in my life.
Because they both
because none of them will break character.
Exactly.
So it basically turns into a war. Like it's
the fuck with Eric Andre.
Who is that?
Okay, so you should just watch the Nadwa interview with Eric Andre and then figure out who Eric Andre is.
I'm really terrible with names, even humans, not just songs.
He's like the king of satire and dark humor.
Is it the dude who's wearing who has this hairstyle? It's
what it changes. It's either an afro, sometimes it's slick back, but he's always wearing a suit, a great suit.
Yeah, you'll have seen his face before.
Funny guy.
Is it my face before I actually type it? Oh, okay, before I finish it, just to okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You do know him.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Okay, so I can say. It'd be weird as hell if it was them too.
It's so.
I feel like it's just like get lost. It's too like is there even a conversation?
It's like a science experiment. It's like watching two animals meet in the wild. Yeah, like, they have no idea how to interact. It's bizarre.
Yeah, no, because Eric is funny.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely know who it is.
One last thing I wanted to ask you guys, and I think we have been talking for a while, but how do you feel about Will Smith's downfall?
Is it a downfall?
Or how do you feel about Will Smith's little in the past few years?
I could not give
you know what I mean?
a shit. I find it really like when that whole. I was talking about the slap in the face.
I'm not just talking about slap. I'm just talking about everything.
The entanglements.
Will Smith was there.
Chris Rock coming out with a comedy, whatever.
Did you not get cancelled for that? Who? Chris Rock.
Huh?
Apparently, they cut out the joke about Will Smith in the Netflix series.
There's a Netflix series about
not series, but
right
stand up special.
Yeah.
All right.
They cut out the
Will Smith one.
The Will Smith.
It changes what I think about it. I didn't really have much thought about it, but at the same time, it's like, wait, is it staged so it creates a highlight for the Oscars? That's in my hypothetical brain now. But no, you saying that cut it out So it means like certain powers said, no, you can't say that, that's too much. So it's like, wait, was it actually a whole act then? Like, if you're then going to tell him, don't speak about your experiences, was it planned? But at the same time, it's like, I don't care.
I mean, I care, bro. It's Will Smith, man. Will Smith.
Oh, no, not like that.
I guess the reason I asked that, right, is because there's certain, I mean, we're all into this entertainment thing, right? Like, if you watch TV, you're there, right? So you know who Will Smith
I actually find Will Smith very...
The fact that I said Will Smith, that you knew who he was, he's probably inspired you somewhere.
Oh, nah. Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
What? Those black Converse? Yeah.
Actually, I have a T-shirt wearing it's got Will Smith's face on. I have that. No, if you talk about Will Smith the person, I was talking about, I don't care about the incident. I don't care for the incidents.
Oh, okay. Because I feel like...
And also, with famous people and with stuff like this happens, we don't know who these people are.
Exactly.
I can't care for everyone's... Like, I really... Will Smith, in the films that I have seen him in, top notch, great. He was there in my childhood. I don't know this man. I don't know who he's married to. I don't know his kids. I don't know anything about his life.
To be fair, I know his kid, and one of... Oh, actually, I get they both talent. Oh,
he got bitch slapped on a stage.
He's got 3 kids. Sorry, dude.
3 kids.
Yeah, he's sorry, dude. The older one. Sorry. Yeah. They're all talented. They actually all make music.
You don't know them. You
No.
don't know any of these people.
No, but it's like, yo, fair play, salute.
Yeah.
They see what you're doing out there.
Yeah.
Something to look at. But as far as the extracurricular activities...
Okay, so what's the difference between that and the conversation we just had about Kendrick and all of these guys? What's the difference?
What do you mean?
In terms of like how you look at them, because you're saying that, you know, when you're looking at Will Smith or whatever.
Okay. Because listen,
when we talk about Kendrick,
listen to what Kendrick's saying though.
Yeah.
Kendrick's letting you in. Will Smith has acted the whole way through.
That's what I mean.
Like goofy.
So it's like, I don't know any. I feel like I know Kendrick personally. Will Smith, I don't.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
So that's why I can't really have an opinion on it too much because I don't know. But Kendrick, he schooled me.
The reason I was asking the conversation, right, is because, yes, what you guys just said actually adds on to what I wanted to say. You know, a lot of these actors, right, like Will Smith, for example, we've seen him in movies and everything, right? But we also do see him on interviews and stuff where we're supposed to be fair into who he is, right? Yeah. That's what an interview's about.
If
I'm interviewing you about your movie, I'm also going to ask you
certain personal things.
Other personal things, right? Or you might add a few things here and there. Tell us about Jada. Tell us about whatever, right? So when we're listening to these interviews, we're getting a window into his life. And he's been doing this for 25 years. So for 25 years, watching all these interviews, I feel like I know who this man is.
But you've watched the interviews,
right? No, not that I know everything about. Of course, I'm not going to know everything about it. But if I'm watching all these interviews, right, about you, and you're telling me about who you are and all these things in these interviews, you have hour-long interviews. You have all of these, like, sit down, get into his mind, and all of these things. He's got all of that, right? Now, whereas someone like Kendrick will have 1 album, 2 albums, 3 albums, 4 albums, 5 albums, whatever, every other 2, 3, 4 years, right? So, so for me, it's the same thing, to be fair. Because it's all art. At the end of the day, you're creating art.
Yeah.
Not everything that Kendrick says on his album is actually factual. Some of the things that Will Smith will be acting out on movies, some of those characters are actually part of who his character is. So to me, art is like that weird line where it's like reality and fake. You know what I mean? It's that middle line, right? And I feel like acting and rapping is the same shit. Because when you're performing out there, that's not who you are when you're sitting at home. You're putting on something so that you can evoke an emotion or whatever. Same with acting. You're putting on this thing, even though the lines are scripted for you, you're trying to convey something. I hear that. So for me, it's the same thing. If we can talk about rappers, we can talk about actors.
100%.
And I feel like...
And in terms of the art form, in terms of the people we're talking about, like Will Smith and Kendrick, I feel like you can still separate the two of them.
Okay.
I feel like there's
just a bit of distance between the two of them. One, I don't... With actors like Will Smith, because it was kind of like so watered down because he was kind of everywhere at one point. Almost an interest was lost off, which is no fault of Will's. It's a fault of my own because it was like, I've seen this guy everywhere. Like, I don't want to watch the interviews after because I feel like I've seen him do his thing. Whereas music speaks at a slightly different level because there's two different. With acting, it all comes in one. Like it's one performance that you see.
You're gonna go through all the emotions
with
in one.
Music, it's like you're listening to it without seeing your face, and then you see a music video which has some thought into it, and then you see it performing on stage.
The digestion is
and so there's
different.
like all of these different angles I can look at you from. Whereas with an actor, it's the director behind the camera who's been like, okay, I want this shot to look like this, and Will has nailed it. But with Kendrick, there's a lot more creative control over like how.
Yeah, it's like no, I wanna. This is this bar, so this is what I want to happen. I want to paint it this way.
So I feel like they're similar, but with a musician, there's it's like interdimensional. Like there's so many different angles I can look at you from, especially when you break down music videos and performing on stage. Even your stage setup. Snoop's stage setup was whack, absolutely whack. He said a lot.
It was Snoop. It was the
essence of Snoop. Whereas Kendrick had a whole thing set up.
That was a whole performance.
You knew he was involved in that. Like you knew that's exactly how I wanted it to look.
It's like, when I say this bar, at this song, this is what I want to happen. Blah blah blah. Like I definitely.
So there's more opportunity for musicians to
you're in a box
already. Actors are Drake in the music side.
Drake.
Yeah, actors are Drake.
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry, Chi. I'm not. Yeah, it sounds like I hate Drake. I don't. No, I don't. I've got no emotional attachment, detachment from it. It's just like, live long and prosper.
But I mean, I guess the reason I brought it up, right? It wasn't more so about the incident itself. It was more so everything that kind of encompasses that little thing there, right? And I feel like it was a moment for us to realize how fake this thing is. This industry thing that we've been watching.
And that's what I just said. I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, you could have been honest from the beginning, bro. Like, you didn't have to put yourself in a situation where you feel like you can just slap someone and get away with it, right? For whatever.
But it did.
Whether you were frustrated or we don't care. Whatever. You slapped a grown man. We watched you assault.
Yeah, that's so disrespectful.
You know what I mean?
The fact that it was a slap, like
we watched you assault a grown man, right?
I didn't even choose to watch that, by the way. That was just everywhere.
That was everywhere.
It's like a prison. We're all in a
if you go on whatever and type in Will Smith, it's probably that just comes up.
Open social media, then you're going to see a slap.
But I just felt sorry for him, pretty much is what I'm saying. I don't know him personally,
to be fair,
but I just felt sorry for him because in that moment, I realized how probably, maybe, trapped he feels.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And I felt like that moment, people are supposed to, kind of like look at it differently. You know what I mean? Like realize that.
We don't know the agenda that was behind that.
Yeah, we don't know the agenda.
That was an iceberg moment of like, you see this thing, you see it.
And then now the other layer you just revealed is a Chris Rock one.
That the importance of that moment was just for people to realize that,
this is wrestling.
It's not even worth reacting to. It wasn't even worth reacting to that out of context moment of like, he slapped someone in the... Why are we all having a comment on it? Yeah. Leave it. It's not... That's the point. It's almost like the ammunition from that.
But the reason I cared is because of Chris Rock, to be fair. I fuck with Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Stand-up comedy and rap is pretty much the same thing to me. You know what
Interesting.
I mean? Because it's like stage performance. You wrote it. They talk about their lives most of the times,
That's
they
nice.
talk about who they are. So it's pretty much, it's almost the same
and the
thing.
set as well. They design the set. So there's a lot of parallels with that. There's a lot of parallels.
From what you said, there's a lot of like...
interlinking.
Not just interlinking, but they're hands-on with their shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not handled by people who say, do this, do that, But that's why I was mad because of that. Because I fuck with Chris Rock, you know what I mean? It's like, that's someone that...
on a human level, it's like, why are you doing that?
But the thing is, we can't comment on that because we have no idea what that was. That wasn't just a slap in the face. Did someone say you need to do this? Was there some premeditated shit that happened before it?
But you see, my thing is, the only reason we do know is because Chris Rock said some shit about it. That's how I know that it was real.
But what did he say?
But before that, I didn't know if it was real or not. I didn't really, But when he did his stand-up shit and he cussed out Will, that's when I knew that it was real. Like, oh shit, this guy actually slapped this guy for real. Like, because he was shocked. You know what I mean? As he explains it, that's when I was like, oh, okay, this is some bullshit. You know what I mean? And it made me feel sorry for Will even more. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like you're that trapped, you're that lost in this thing that like you've lost touch of reality. Now I don't know if that's how I felt.
Sorry, there's an interview that Will did. Yeah, there's an interview that Will did, and it was with Jay Shetty. Jay Shetty, I feel like he's got an interesting brain. But that interview, it brought me back to thinking, actually, you know what? The way Will grew up isn't essentially how we all grew up. Because he's been a star from being a teenager. And certain things, it's almost like I can get in anywhere. So certain things to him maybe just doesn't compute as it does to us, certain street smart or whatever, like how you treat people, certain things. He just knows that if I step in the room, if I say something, even if it's not funny, everyone's gonna laugh. I'm not saying that's what it does, but like if you think about his stardom.
He already knows that. Like if I get in the room and I say something, try to be funny,
but your conditioning to get to that point makes you an alien. Basically.
That's what I mean about like certain aspects. It's just like, we don't really speak the same language.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, it's like, we can't speak the same language. But yeah, the interview is actually quite nice and good. And he's just saying, actually did something similar. He explored pretty much all religions. It's like...
With Will Smith?
Yeah, Will Smith did, yeah. With his wife.
He did, right, okay.
Yeah, he did that with his wife, actually, funny enough. Then it's like, you know what? Certain dynamics and the relationship he has with his wife, some elements of it make sense, but at the same time, it's like, it goes over my head based on my conditioning.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I've heard stories about that too. Like whatever, but I don't care about that. For me, it's...
Yeah, that's what I mean. It goes over my head.
I don't live my life that
but yeah.
It doesn't resonate. But yeah.
But yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you tuned in, if you're still tuned in, if you're still here, much love, appreciate it. Because you probably clocked the 2-hour mark. I could be wrong. This is probably the longest.
I think we've done. I think we've got the 3-hour mark.
Yeah, you reckon?
I think so.
I think we're close to it now. But no, it's been real.
Yeah.
That was a good conversation. Yeah. And once again, for some strange reason, started off with how was your week, and 3 hours later, but yeah, it'd be like that.
It was good, yeah.
Yeah, and the music side, it's usually the music side wasn't good. To be fair, I guess that's what happens with the musician. Yeah. He just expounds into whatever form he takes. But yeah, thanks for coming through, man.
I wish.
Hope you're gonna join us again. And do you have anything you want to plug while we're here?
Not really, though. Like, you can check out my song, but
yeah, I
don't have anything out at the moment, so it's like just stay tuned, pretty much.
All right.
Stay tuned. Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, okay, it's been real. Sorry.
Oh no, sorry.
Yeah, no, sorry. I'm trying to teach myself not to interrupt too much because I get triggered and then in a different thought then probably interrupt people. So sorry, guys, if I have interrupted you.
The urge to interrupt you, even though I just did, was so strong then. Anyway.
Technically did. Yeah. I mean, the urge to interrupt you, she's interrupted. Much love. But nah, for real, it's been real. Peace. That was nice.
It was nice.